Let's see. Welcome to Ying meets Yang of gaming. How's everyone doing this great Sunday? We got a lot going on. We're 16 days out from launch of new consoles. We're going to talk about a few things tonight. I have my beloved co-host here, Project Storm. Project Storm, how have you been this weekend?
I've been doing pretty good. Just a lot of gaming is still like it seems like every day there's something new going on in the world of gaming. So I just been trying to absorb it all, and it's almost impossible to do so. Bunny, it's just I'm having an overload of gaming, just everything gaming. I go to sleep at night, I have dreams about gaming. I'm not even gonna lie to you, like scare, like crazy ass dreams, like I'm in the world of Scorn. I had one of those. I had one where I had these robots like Transformers that was coming down to Earth, dropping out of spaceship, jumping out of spaceships and shit. Yo,
Like
I'm telling you right now, gaming
Travis?
is on my mind.
I can tell that because that sounds like that game that got delayed to next year, Travis Touchdown with the aliens and everything.
Yeah. Hey, look. I mean, I don't know how you don't feel that way though. I know you be having some dreams sometimes though, but
Only time I've ever dreamed about gaming is when I'm usually stuck with a problem. And the way my hyperactive mind works is I will dream about the issue, and then 9 times out of 10 I'll wake up and have the solution. I remember doing that with Final Fantasy VII. This one area I was stuck on for like 3 days, and then I went to sleep, and I had this crazy dream about how to solve it. I woke up at 2 in the morning and solved it, and then saved it and went back to sleep.
I
Yes,
hear
but
you.
I don't really dream too much about gaming. All right, let's see who we all got in the chat here. We got Flamefists, Wavy. We have Romello Thomas. What's up, guys? Hey, Dirt, how are you? What's going on? Hell in the cell. Oh, Lord. Charles, how are you doing tonight? Hey, Fugly, what's up?
What's going on to everybody?
Fake
Damn.
Insider. What are you talking about, Fugly? All right, so what's going on with everybody on this wonderful Sunday? We are going to be talking about consoles launching. Xbox Series X and S. It's kind of a tongue twister. Launches in 16 days on November 20th. PlayStation 5 launches in 18 days
No,
on the
you said
12th.
November 20th
I
or
mean,
10th. You meant the
November
10th.
10th.
Yeah, don't tell people
Yes.
the 20th. Don't do
People
that.
might lose their minds if it got delayed. And then we have PlayStation 5 on the 12th, 18 days away. So we got some things to discuss. No, I have not tried the demos yet. I have actually not been home all weekend. Storm, I know you've been in those demos for Stadia, haven't you?
Absolutely.
How
Um,
how is
I'll tell you real quick how all three of them are. We got the Pac-Man. Pac-Man
Mhm.
is lit. It's battle royale. You travel through different maps and stuff. If you ever played Pac-Man, you might appreciate that one. Also, Humankind, which is a civilization type game that I don't know if you got into the Civ games, but it's kind of like the civilization. And I like the fact that they took it back to the Nubian times in the beginning and stuff. Like it's kind of that demo was kind of tricky. It's hard to master because it's really made for keyboard and mouse, and I was trying it with a controller. And the tutorial sections just don't take you from point A to point B as clear as it should. But then there's Immortals Phoenix Rising, man. Y'all already know. Y'all already know what that's
how
about.
is
Like that right there is the demo that made the whole good stuff show. So that's dope. That's dope right
and
there.
yes, I do love Civilization. I bought it like 2 weeks after it came out on the Switch.
Yeah, that Immortals Phoenix Rising demo, it just gets you ready for the game, and it just makes your brain melt real quick when you think about how big and vast this world is about to be. And it's just amazing. Combat, all that. It reminds me of Assassin's Creed, but not really. It's just dope as hell, man. Dope as hell. That's
Now,
all I can say.
question for you. With the demo, can you did they announce if you can transfer your progress from the demo to the full game when it launches?
I would say no. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think so. I don't even care, Bunny, because I'm gonna start over again and try to do shit totally different than I did the first time. To be honest with you.
And we have Zajic. Hi, Zajic. How are you doing tonight? And Flamefist is saying you've been playing the Breath of the Wild clone on Stadia and saying he ain't doing nothing new mixed with a little good combat. I
Yo,
don't know. As long as the weapons don't break an immortal like they do in Breath of the Wild, I'll be a-okay with that.
nah, I mean it's you know what though, this demo right here is exclusive for Stadia, so they're gonna it probably from what I've been told by a couple people is that we're gonna see entirely different content when the game drops. That right there is just like an appetizer for stadiums, you know. So uh Breath of the Wild, it has those elements, the art style and all that stuff, man. But I tell you right now, it's something about having the Greek mythology mixed into a world in a game that has some verticality to it and all that, man. It's just, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. The fact that you can swim and do all these other things and ride a damn a deer or whatever the hell, the mythical deer or whatever the hell you be riding and stuff, man. It's just so many things you could do. I love the game. I love the demo.
Okay, okay. Well, unfortunately, I was not home all weekend. And then when I got home, finally, I've been asleep most of the day today. I've only been out of bed to get food
Yeah.
and to set up for this. Plus, it's rainy down here. I don't know
Yeah,
how
I
it
know.
is up
No, it is
there.
same. I mean, dreary and all that, so I can understand why. It's kind of cool, you know. So
Yeah, so that was my whole weekend. I was spending the day yesterday with my mom. I had to help her terraform some on her island, and then she fed me.
yeah, yeah.
Eh,
Well, I'm looking. Hey, Flamefist said, Wavy says the stamina's climbing. Yo, the stamina. I see Breath of the Wild. I haven't played. I haven't played. I've seen gameplay of it. You know, I don't have that Switch, but I will say this right here. The stamina is definitely you definitely have a climbing stamina bar and all that stuff. So
mhm.
if some people think it's a Breath of the Wild clone, I ain't mad at them. You know what I'm saying? That's a hell of a
Like I
clone.
said,
That's a hell of a
as
clone.
long as the weapons don't break, I'm a okay. That's the one thing I hated about Breath of the Wild was my damn weapons would break at the most inopportune times.
Yeah, I haven't seen a weapon break or anything like that, but I saw some cool ass abilities and things like that. When you're fighting, the abilities that you have, it's crazy. Everything is right on
Oh,
cue, no delay. It's
Zajic
dope.
says that the demo island is not the actual game. Okay.
Yeah, right. It's just a Stadia specific type thing that's out right now, which is dope. So it doesn't spoil anything, you know.
And then Ramela says WWE 2K21 needs to come to Stadia soon. If the performances is anything as bad as what was it 2K19 or
Whatever. When I stopped paying attention to them a long time ago, but definitely that recent one that you're talking about was trash.
and what's so crazy is so 2K okay it was 2K19 because I was laughing because they put 2K18 on the Switch and it was straight garbage. The issues that the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox was having with 2K19, WWE 2K19, were the exact same issues that the Switch was having with 2K18. That's kind of scary considering those consoles are a lot more powerful than the Switch. Hello, Jamal. Welcome to the chat. Fugly says, but it's lifelike. Breath of the Wild had to break weapons due to its cause in real life that happens. I don't play video games to stimulate real life, Fugly.
Yeah, that is. Hey, that's a good point. But the people were getting annoyed with it from what I've been hearing and stuff. So
Yeah, like
I
some
don't know.
people, it was a split down the middle. Some people absolutely loved it, thought it was the best mechanic in the world, and some of us just absolutely hated it and thought it was the worst mechanic in the world. And Fugly, did you? Well, I don't know if you've checked out, but to check out the new update for Witcher 3 on the Switch. He loves The Witcher 3 and he's
So
played
do
it.
I. And I haven't. I'm gonna tell you, I left two DLCs untouched, or however many. I think it was two. I haven't
Those
gotten
two
into
deals.
any of the DLCs, Blood and Wine, none of that stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
Because I've been waiting for it to get enhanced. I didn't like the performance on the consoles. That's why, Bunny, I'm looking forward to this Series X that we're going to be talking about real
Now,
soon.
I will tell you the Switch version of it, you don't have to play through the whole game to get to the Blood and Wine and all those expansions. You can go straight to those, and it'll give you a character completely leveled up with minimal gear that you would need to perform in that world.
See, what I think, you know what I did? I love the game so damn much. And Siri, if Siri wasn't in the world, I think I would have, it would have been a 9.5, but Siri just made that thing like 10 plus, man. Like just having Siri in there it was just something special about it. The combat style, like she was a G, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I love. So I went ahead and bought I had the standard version of the game when it first released or whatever. Then I think I bought the version that included the DLCs or something on top of that by
Mm.
accident. I think it might have been an accident. And then I think I had to start over or something. I'm not sure. Or I had to play it up until a certain level before I can unlock. I'm not sure how it worked, y'all. But I do have two different copies of the game.
Yeah, the Switch version just automatically came with all the DLC, all the expansions, everything. It automatically came with that.
Yeah, I think I got the complete edition or whatever the hell it's called.
Mm.
But hey, I did the same thing with Horizon Zero Dawn. You know how you be seeing the sales prices and you just like, man, look, I might as well just get this version now. It has everything.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's what I did, I think.
Yes. I forgot to tweet this out. Let me copy this and do that.
Yeah, I already did.
Oh,
Um,
greatest. You're the best co-host in the world.
Yo, but this is about to be a good show, people. It's and see, it's good to see everybody in here. Flamefist, like Wavy is one of the dudes that I was talking about when we talk about that Xbox, how they give me hell about the Stadia and all this stuff, and we keep it real. When I talk about the conversations about how we hold no cut cards, like I mean, we talking about you are broke in. I'm gonna just say it like that, without saying the word. But you're broke. He knows what I'm talking about, man. We don't say it. We don't say it out there though. But we get heated in the conversations. You know what I'm saying? We pocket checking everybody and it's all for fun. It's just trash talking as bros or whatever. At the end of the day, it's just something to do. Cause see, Bunny, I want to get your thoughts on something in the chat too. Do
Mhm.
y'all feel like party chat has ruined gaming in any fashion, or it's absolutely helped gaming for you all? Because for me, and Wavy knows what I'm talking about. Like we get into party chats, and I'm telling you right now, we do more talking than we do playing. And then you'll have like 5 or 6 people in the party chat, and you're playing PUBG or something like that, Bunny, where you have to hear the footsteps, or else you get murked and your team loses the game. So you have to either lock the parties. I mean, it gets crazy, y'all. I mean, I don't know who else feels like I do, but I know I'm not the only one.
For me, it's a 50-50. It's helped gaming and harmed gaming. Um, it's helped gaming because in some games you do just want to sit around and talk. Um, Games like PUBG, things like that, you might need to devise a strategy. Okay, I don't play those type of games, so I can't tell you. But I could tell you with like my Animal Crossing. Sometimes, hey, I would like to just tell somebody, hey, take this, take that. In Stardew Valley in the multiplayer, you would love to just sit there and be like, okay, guys, I'm gonna go work on this today. Who needs what, this, that, and the other? It's cooperative stuff. Where it's also hurt gaming is people's attitudes in the gaming has a super negative effect. Okay, where they're calling you words like I started with party chats and things on the Xbox 360, and I can tell you right now, I've had enough of party chats in Xbox 360, playing Gears of War and things that I don't ever want to go into one ever again. Um, and when it brings attention to the media that hey, you have a foul mouth party chat going on, and now they're trying to do things to ensure that no homophobic racial slurs, no nastiness goes on. When you're watching a streamer and she's live streaming and she's in he or she are playing games, and then you hear this slur stated towards them right there in the potty chat, that's where it makes gaming negative. That's where it's harming gaming at. Do you understand
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
what I'm
about.
trying to say? Like
Yep.
I remember, like I'm not the greatest player in multiplayer games like Call of Duty. I mean, I don't play Call of Duty, but I'm talking about like Gears of War, things like that. I'm not the greatest player. Okay, I freely admit that. But when I'm in there playing it, because literally it's just a game, and I'm in an unranked match where it's not even ranking involved. I'm in an unranked match, and some random person calls me all types of idiots and this, that, and the other. That makes it so I don't want to play that game anymore.
I
Um,
feel you. I feel
so
you.
that's the reason I said it can be helpful and yet it can also be harmful,
And
because you got to think about the same. If they're saying that stuff to you, and they're in, let's say they do 100 matches with 100 different people, how many more people are they doing that to?
you are absolutely 100% right. I can't even lie to you. I mean, and that's what I'm saying. I guess it doesn't affect a lot of people because a lot of people are just like,
Oh, it affects a lot more people than you think it is. That's the reason, like, whereas you are for the power factor with the Switch, a lot of people are not getting Switches because they don't like the fact that there's no native voice chat in the Switch.
oh yeah, that now when I want it, I gotta have it. You know?
Okay, but the thing is with the games that you need, and they're like, well, you have to use the app. Well, you only use the app for first party Nintendo games. Nintendo opened it up for like Fortnite has voice chat, Warframe has voice chat, all the third party games that you need voice chat for, Switch has opened it up so that the developers can put voice chat in those games.
Hmm.
But like when you want to play like Mario Party or Animal Crossing or Splatoon, you got to have the phone app for that. But when I play Warframe, the only thing I do is plug my headset into my Switch, and I got voice chat on Warframe.
I hear you.
So I mean, it's a catch-22. A lot voice chat is more important than you think it is, but people just aren't going to voice it because it seems like it's kind of childish to voice.
Yeah.
Hello,
Well,
Fatal. How are you doing?
all I'm saying is it's definitely cool because I met a lot of good friends like that. You know what I mean? Like my name, the project name came from a clan that we assembled back on 360. You know, it was like 250 of us deep, fit 250 plus. I mean, like we had meetings and everything, exchanged phone numbers, we go into chat, talk. I mean, it might have started, yeah, it started on the 360, but I felt like party chat was like 12 or 16 deep on the original Xbox, the OG, if I'm not mistaken. I remember being up in some deep party chats. But anyway,
And I
um,
remember being on TeamSpeak on PC. If that tells you how long ago my first party chats were, but the guys I was in party chat with then on like PC, the party chat, because we were in like World of Warcraft and we were in like City of Heroes and stuff. That voice chat was totally different because you didn't have random people in there unless somebody invited somebody, and if they got out of hand, they would boot them. But like when you get into like random voice chat, You never know what the hell you're going to get. And I think that's where it's bad for gaming.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, but at the end of the day, you could control a lot of that now. You can mute certain people individually. You could lead the party if you have to or whatever. You could start
Yeah,
another
yeah.
party,
I
lock
mean,
that
that's,
bad boy up, lock it up so
I
these
mean, and
clowns
that's
can't
what
get up
I'm
in there.
saying. Now they've started doing things to implement it where you can end it. But back when I was doing it, you know what?
Yeah,
I don't even
yeah.
want to deal with it anymore. I don't.
Er,
No.
Yep. Everybody can jump in a game chat. Oh my God. Definitely don't do game chat unless you listening to you gotta scan that whole thing first and then decide whether you're gonna
And see,
engage or not.
that's too much of a fucking headache. I just there to play the game. Let me play the game and I'll bounce. I gotta scan chats, dude.
I'm just saying. I
It
mean,
ain't
you just
even
want to make
worth.
sure everything's cool, though, Bunny. Because you come up in there, they're gonna be like, "Oh, what? A girl? Oh shit! Oh no, we don't do that." And stuff like that. But I'm just saying.
And then you get all the age, sex, locations. Then you
Yeah.
get all the guys trying to be creepy. Like that's one reason I had a friend who played World of Warcraft, and she always in World of Warcraft you can role play as your character. She
Hmm.
always role played male characters. And the reason is because she got tired of getting asked to have cyber sex.
Oh wow. Yeah, I know. I know how it goes. I know how
Okay,
it goes down.
so you got that, and then half the guys who half the women who play World of Warcraft, if it's a female character, it may not be a woman playing that character.
Yeah, I know. I don't. I'm gonna tell you right now. Now, here's something that's gonna be. Hey, you never know what the hell you're gonna get on Ying Mix Yang. Y'all gotta understand. But the thing is, I have not been one. I have never. I play female characters all the time. Bunny. Now you know this is important. This is an important topic. Which
Hmm.
is why we had the commission podcast on. When we dropped
Wednesday
that on
night.
Wednesday at 8. We it's 50-50. You know what I mean? It's males and females up in that thing because we understand it has to go both ways. So check this out. I play female characters like Aloy and whoever, all the other Alex from Half Life, and I mean, I can go all over the place, love it. But I just don't create female characters. For me, it's weird like that. It's kind of like I wouldn't play with a baby doll. I don't play with the
No, no,
female
no, no,
character.
no. There's a
It's kind of
difference.
different. It's just kind of different. But I don't have a problem with female characters in games. But some people use female characters for the hit detection. They say, yeah, it's smaller hitbox. So you know what I mean? I go with the female character, and some of them just I don't know.
Some of them are.
We don't want to go
Some of
too
them are
deep
just.
into this one
Yeah, yeah.
because
That's a whole nother topic for a
yeah.
whole nother podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Party chat and games for me is 50-50. It could be good or it could be bad.
Right.
But I've had so many negative experiences with it that I just choose not to. I choose not to use it. Like I have one friend that I do voice chat with on the Switch when we play Warframe, and that's it.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, we definitely. I'm gonna tell you right now. I know that opens up a can of worms, but we definitely want to get into it. Cause see, like if you think about The Last of Us, we're not gonna go into it, but think about The Last of Us 2 and the reasons why it got a lot of hate. And I'll just leave you with that thought real quick, right? It got hate for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? And it had nothing to do with Joel or whatever. And I won't say anything. I'll
Right,
never spoil a game, y'all. I'll
right.
never spoil anything. But it had nothing to do with that. A lot of the hate, So that's what I'm saying. Like some of the stuff is
Mhm.
not cool. It's not
Some of
fair.
this
And
stuff, I
that's what
mean,
I'm going. That's what I'm going at right there. I ain't going in. I'm not going into
no, 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 no.
to it to
And
be disrespectful.
the thing with that is, Storm. Let's be honest. Too many people take games as realistic real life,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
and that's half the problem. They have their nice little fantasies in these games about certain things, and then when those things don't manifest into what they thought it was going to manifest in, they had issues. And we're going to just leave that conversation at that.
Yeah, yeah.
But back to the topic at hand, Storm.
Let's get it. Let's go. I mean, you have to go
We
into
got
everything
we
gaming
got
sometime.
we got 16 days And there are tons of people just like you out here, Storm, still bloody confused, still not sure which console they're going to cop day one, still not sure if they're going to cop consoles day one. Then more and more information, like every day something new's coming out.
Every day.
Like I just hit you with the article about the Xbox, and you were, because you are planning on walking into a Walmart November 10th at midnight to see if you can cop yourself an Xbox Series X, to have it up as long as you're not working, to be up and streaming the 10th while I'm at work, working my ass to death. You're gonna be that's what your goal is.
That's what my
But
goal is.
and you're all about the juicy powerness.
I gotta have the power.
And right now, people are losing their minds because Xbox has sent they have turned the meme of the Xbox Series X into a refrigerator, and from what I understand, sent it to like 3 influencers. It's a fully functional refrigerator that looks like an Xbox Series X. Don't know if they're ever going to go for sale, but 3 influencers I know of got them. Did unboxings of the refrigerators, and it's a fully functional refrigerator. But then Phil Spencer's has a interview with was it Kotaku? I believe it was Kotaku. Had an interview with them and said that they're planning revisions and mid-gen upgrades and this, that, and the other. And you're mentioning all this before the console even launches. Um, Has that deterred you any?
Nah, actually, it hasn't. It makes you think. But Bunny, I'm telling you right now, is at the end of the day, I think my the conditioning, that some of us experience from these companies, I think it got a hold on me because look, here's the thing: I can't see myself missing out on and get a phone call or somebody hit me up on a message or whatever, and I'm on the One X and Wavy and whoever else is on the Series X, for example, right? I can't. And I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that, especially if the Series X is about to enhance my games and increase the FPS on the old games that I already caught. Now, Game Pass is out there. I bought some games. You know what I'm saying? I have I buy the games that I want across multiple platforms. Now I have Stadia and all that. But here's the thing: I create content now. So with that being said, I know that the One X produced some beautiful videos, right? The Series X is probably going to create even better. Well, definitely going to create better looking videos than the One X. So for me, it's kind of like, yo, I want a game. I want to play Gears of War enhanced. I want to play the 120 hertz multiplayer mode. I want to play, you know what I'm saying? So we might talk trash and every now and then and throw shots at see, that's what I do. I throw shots if you throw them at me, right? But at the end of the day, I know damn well when I go on YouTube and I see all these streamers or whoever else playing these games and I'm looking at people's 4K content and they're talking about their 120 hertz TVs is making this thing crispy and buttery and all that, I'm going to want to jump in. Remember how they had that ad campaign back in the day, jump in?
Yeah, I remember that.
That's gonna be me. I'm gonna tell you right now.
So basically, at this point, you can no longer say you are in the confused crowd because you definitely know what you're going to do.
Now I'm still confused.
How are you confused?
I'm confused, but I'm just telling you what it's about. Listen, I'm still confused because I'm hearing a lot of different things going on. I'm hearing that the ray tracing might not be available and they don't have no damn clue when.
But they already said ray tracing was going to be patched in at a later date.
I understand all that, but what I'm saying is, right, I could deal with all that if you're giving me higher frame rates on my older games, and if you're going to drop whatever newer games, and they look better, they run better. All right, I could probably shell out that 500 and be okay. But now, if there's any kind of other issues and stuff, You know what I'm saying? I don't care about Halo being delayed and all that stuff because I could, first party games only make up a percentage of the total library. So I'm not worried about all that. I'm worried about these
What if
third
those
party games
same
I'm gonna be
games,
playing most of, and if they're gonna look better than the X that I have right now. I mean, soon to be traded in or something. But if that's all, it's about performance for me, Bunny. So I go back
but
and
what
forth because it's these articles though that's making me go back and forth. But go ahead.
But what if, okay, so you're focusing on the third party games. What if Stadia gets up here and drops the bombshell? All those third party games that you were worried about on the Series X is also coming to Stadia.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
I'm not being
Nah, no. I know.
facetious or anything, but those are all the factors that I always look at when I'm buying a console. Okay, I understand, like when I was buying my Switch.
Yeah,
Okay, what games are on here? Okay, these games are on other consoles. Um, uh, what games are coming out? Out of the games that was coming out, games were coming to the Switch that I wanted that weren't going anywhere else.
right.
Um, like first party, third party things like that. Because there's some third party games that's on the Switch that I can't get on Xbox, and some I can't get on PlayStation. So my thing is I would go with the console that gives it to me. So right now, the thing is Stadia is making a ton of moves right now.
They are. They are.
We don't know what they got cooking in the oven. What if they announce, like, let's say they announce on November 1st that all these third party games that you were looking at to play on the Xbox Series X or the Xbox Series S, all these third party games that you are more worried about than first party games are all coming to Stadia.
I tell you this, that's not going to realistically happen. But if something like that did happen, you know where I'm going to be. But that's right there. Now that's just far fetched, right there. That's a far fetched. That's kind of like not realistic to tell you the truth because third parties are going to stay third party unless Stadia buys one of those companies or whatever, right? I know what you're getting at. I know how you think, but
No, no,
if
no.
that happened,
Look at the chat. I was chuckling at the chat. They were saying that Halo or Gears. Yeah, we're not talking about first party games. We're talking about third party games, Flame. He's worried more about third party games to play on the Series X and
well, a lot of us are. A lot of us should be if they make up if they make up the majority of the game the library. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, yeah, they buy these consoles for these first party games, but when you do that, you wait for months. Like nobody sticks to all first parties now, unless you have multiple platforms or whatever. You have multiple platforms: PS5, PC, Series X, Stadia, whatever the case,
I mean,
Nintendo, Switch.
like the thing
You,
is, a lot of Switch owners are who buy Switches for mostly first party.
yeah, because Nintendo has and even their first party games are spaced out. So I can't do that. We're talking about Project Storm. I can't do that. I can't wait months and months for the next Mario Kart or the next Smash Brothers. You know what I mean? I can't do all that. I'm not gonna play Zelda 10 times while I wait for the next game to drop. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna play Luigi's Mansion 5 or 6 times. See,
Mm-hmm.
that right there is not me. So I gotta have multiple first party devices if I'm gonna do that. Like that's what got me through this current gen. The fact that I can go and play a little bit of God of War, little bit of, because I wasn't beating games like that because I started dropping content. So what I do is I'll go play the game and then I'll hop back in and I'll come back around full circle, but I'm putting videos out there on my channel for people to check out. Um, so my whole habits changed, Bunny. And it's a good conversation to be having right now because it goes into the fact that our gaming habits are changing. Now I heard Z say on this show earlier, right? I was checking him out, and he said something like, "Yo, my backlog is crazy." Now we in the era where we have backlogs, y'all. Like so many games to be played.
Like I
So
said, you saw my tweet this morning. Remember, I told you yesterday. I said,
yeah,
"Oh shit, my game got a third part coming out. Pikmin on the back burner right now."
Yeah, and I was like, yo, not Pikmin. Come on, not my Pikmin. I was waiting for you to get that so I could watch you play and all that because Pikmin was one of the games I loved on GameCube.
Well, I'm
Now,
probably still going to get it because my weeks got mixed up. So I pre-ordered that game, and Pikmin comes out next week. So I'll probably still be getting Pikmin.
yeah. Yo, again, it is the best time now. We're gonna be jumping tracks a little bit, y'all, because the excitement is real. Bunny is content right now. Bunny is she's chilling. She's like, I know my Switch. Yeah, my body's watch
I got
this right
six.
here.
I got six
Yeah,
games coming to me already.
6 games coming to me already. That's how she talks, right? Yeah, I got 6 games. Project Storm. Remember I told you, Stormy? Remember I told you about these games that I like? Yep. Well, I just bought all 6 of them. See, that's Bunny right there. You're good. But see, at the same time, you're gonna tell me that you can't go over there and drop that $2.99 on that Series S though.
It has nothing I want to play.
Yo, I'm gonna
What
tell you right
part
now,
of? What
I struggle to
part of?
believe that they don't have
What part
anything
of?
that
They
you would
don't
like to
have
try.
anything I want to play.
I struggle to believe
I
that
don't
they
know
don't
how
have.
it's so hard to struggle to believe that they are showing me nothing that I want to play, and the stuff that they are showing that I want to play ain't coming out this year. I got time to wait, and I
Yeah.
can buy it on my PC.
All right. Anyway, that's a good point though, because you make sense. I mean, you make a lot of sense. A lot of gamers are thinking that way.
A
A
lot
lot
of
of gamers.
gamers are not buying consoles this year because the stuff they really want to play is not coming out till next year. Like a
That's a good.
lot of people I know who were getting the Series X day one for Halo. When Halo got delayed, they were like, oh, okay, I'm going to wait till Halo comes out. I'm going to go and buy the PlayStation 5.
Gotcha. That makes sense. And you know who else is making sense right now? Zajic.
Yes. And Fugly was saying something to you also.
Oh yeah, I need to go up there and check that because see, let me read that, man. Having 4K games in Stadia is not same as 4K on other consoles. Features like PS5, Series X. So 4K is not this. All right, it's not same as with other graphical features. I know what you're talking about. Remember, your TV is not the same as console. Now check this out. I get what Fugly's saying
But
because
isn't
Stadia is
everything
being
straight?
streamed. It's streaming. It's not all games are hitting 60. Not all games are 4K 60. Now my one of our homies in the Stadia community did just drop a tweet that had a chart, a breakdown of all the 4K 60 games on Stadia, and that chart might surprise y'all. You know what I mean?
And I
Uh
just want to say hi to Stadia Revolution. Hey, Stadia
oh,
Revolution.
Rev in the
How are you doing?
building. Oh
Yes, Rev is in the
man,
building. And sorry,
man.
continue on, but I had to say hi to Rev. So go ahead.
Gotta say what's up to the peoples, man. So what I'm saying is, right? So Stadia, yeah, like it's not the same. But if you look at any of my recent content, any of my 4K content at all, you'll see why it it is tough sometimes to get ready to throw away this $1,000 for 2 next gen consoles when Stadia's out here pumping out games, and then they have Cyberpunk coming to the market on November 19th, day and date. You know what I'm saying? With the other platforms. So when you start looking at things like that, Stadia just becomes a bigger value. You know what I'm saying? Bigger and better value than the consoles. Now, with that being said, Fugly is right because crispy Bunny again, ray tracing, Xbox
Uh,
velocity,
Xbox is
architecture.
saying that
Hold
ray
on, wait a
tracing.
minute, wait,
But
wait a minute.
see, that's
Xbox
okay.
velocity, architecture, and all this Bunny. Scorn is not on Stadia, Bunny. You get what
But
I'm
you're
saying?
up here talking about ray tracing, and you don't even know when it's coming to the
All
system.
right, forget ray tracing. Forget ray tracing. All
Okay.
right, forget it. Take that out. Take that out of the equation. Ray tracing. Take it out. 120 hertz. Stadia ain't doing that just yet. Now, yes, I'm lying because it does do that, but it's just not. YouTube can't support it. See, the games on Stadia, they are running at 120 hertz from day one, from November 19th. They've been running at 120 hertz, right? But by the time we get them streamed to us, they're at 60. But see, Bunny, with that, sometimes the games look and feel like they're 120 hertz because
Mm-hmm.
they are technically running at 120 hertz already. You get what I'm saying?
time they're
So
running
Stadia,
at
Stadia,
120 hertz, but by the time it filters down to you,
yeah,
and then by time, because it sounds like to me, if that's the case, it sounds like to me when you're streaming it on YouTube, YouTube's architecture is behind for
60
Google's.
second, 60 frames per second, 60
Yep.
FPS. Now, Bunny. With that being said, I think YouTube is about to hit that switch and upgrade to 120 because think about this, y'all. The next gen consoles are going to be hitting 120. PC's been doing 120 and higher forever. Now, YouTube is owned by Google,
Hmm.
right? So they can hit that switch. They know what's up. They know they got Stadia out here. They already promised 8K. Well, they mentioned 8K 120. They ain't promised a damn thing. But they mentioned that it is capable of doing 8K 120 in the future. I don't think that future is too far away. You know what I'm saying?
Stadia said that, or
Stadia said that. Yeah, they
okay.
said that. So, and if you look at the fact that YouTube is doing 8K 60 right now, I wouldn't disagree with them. If they say that they could do 8K 120 in the future, that's something that I know they probably can do. I do think that at some point soon you're going to be hearing an upgrade happening. Maybe next year, like spring or middle of next year. I think that YouTube is going to be getting upgraded to that 120 to be able to handle those frames because you're going to have content creators who are going to want to show those frame rates off. You see what I'm saying, Bunny? Like all this stuff right here, it factors into the whole narrative. So I got to look at everything. So when we're talking about certain games, it's not going to be on Stadia, Bunny. It's going to be specifically and exclusively on the Series X. I played Gears of War. I played Halo 5. I played all these other games on Xbox, right? For example, and PlayStation. I'm not going to want to act like I'm going to sit up here and be lying to myself if I say, yo, man, this Gears looks smooth as hell. I'm going to be watching it on YouTube, Bunny, 4K 120 or whatever for the people that got these TVs, the LG C10s and the Samsung Q80s, Q90s, and the 800 series for 8K. Once I see that, I'm done.
And then,
See,
1 second, because
yeah, go ahead.
people pounced in. Hello, Red Raven. How are you? No, I have not pre-ordered the Fire Emblem NES game for the Switch. It's retro. It's whatever to me. Um, Fatal Charade says, if y'all think y'all gonna get ray tracing with high frames, you're mistaken. I kind of agree because something has to be something in order to achieve one thing, you have to lose something else.
Well, resolution. It'll probably be some kind of like scaling technique or whatever, like similar to a DLSS or something like that, or whatever AMD is going to call their technology.
And then
So
somebody
yeah,
made let's see here, who said it? Zajic says, Project, don't make any decisions until you see the AMD breakdown.
that's going to be happening on the 28th this week. Can't wait. I'm seeing. I'm telling you now. I'm seeing big rumor right there. There are leaks, but some of these leaks have been spot on before, right? When it comes to the technology in these cards, so he's right. I've been trying to tell other people to hold off on making a decision. Like one of my boys just got a PC built. The homie Kenny that was on the show.
Oh, Kenny got his
Kenny
is
just
this his
ordered a
first
PC.
is this his first custom build?
He has some rigs before, but here's the thing: he just ordered the PC, right? Twenty two hundred
Uh-huh.
dollars, $2,200 for the PC with the 3080 and all that, right? So I said you should, but see, he swears by Nvidia. He's an Nvidia head. You know what I mean? I am Nvidia because I like the invent technology that allows me to stream so beautifully at 4K right now. But what I'm hearing is the AMD cards, Bunny, like the 5700 XT, they have some dope streaming uh processors and stuff like that as well. So now it has me thinking like, yo, wait a minute, do I want to take a chance and go AMD if they're cheaper than the 3080s or the 3090s? Like I see now again, now you're seeing why I'm confused though. So when I say I'm confused, I'm not playing around with you. I'm dead serious.
Well,
There's
see,
so
the
many
thing
things
is,
out here. My
when you
son's about to
write,
get a Switch. I don't own a Switch yet. I know Wavy said I have a Switch, but I don't have a Switch yet. We got the regular Wii, the first Wii.
and
So he's about to get that for the holidays. But until then,
And then I
I
just
don't
want
know.
to say JKS Guy Code. Hey, Cody, how are you? Thanks for showing up to my stream. It's the first time I think I've seen you here. Thanks for stopping by. He live streams various games. So if you guys want to go check out his channel, he is a streamer also. Um,
How come I'm not seeing Cody?
his name is JKS Guy
Oh,
Code.
oh, all right. I was about to say, all right, I see it now. Okay,
Like,
I
you
was about
know
to.
me when my buddies come in here, I nickname everybody.
Oh, all right. Nah, it's cool. It's
I go
cool. I was
into
about to
his
say
stream and
Cody,
nickname
because
him.
we got somebody in the Stadia community named Cody or whatever. So I was just
Nah, nah,
checking.
nah, nah,
All right.
nah. But check Twitter. I shared that tweet with the chart. He says,
Oh, cool, cool. That's what's and I saw it. Yeah, I definitely saw it already. I'm gonna
"Let's
have to
see."
get you that chart, Bunny, because that's so.
Oh, he tagged me in it. What are you talking about?
Oh, you're good then. All right, you're good. I forgot you somebody. You somebody
I ain't
special. You know what I'm saying?
nobody, but people will tag me because I'm kind of a goofball.
Well, look, we're all goofballs, nerds, geeks, whatever you want to call us. We gamers. At the end of the day, though, Bunny, I'm not the only person right now that's having this issue. I'm telling you. I'm telling you now. Some people want to grab both consoles, but life just won't let them grab them right now. So they got to go with one. You know what I'm saying? Some people can't even get either one right now, so they got to ride the wave until holidays or like Christmas or whatever the case is, if you celebrate it, or birthdays that's coming around after console launches and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They got to wait because
Mhm.
times are crazy.
I
So
already know this.
with that being said, you go back to something like Stadia, Luna, GeForce, Shadow, or whatever you want to use in the cloud. So all this stuff makes sense. So I don't want to start the peace talk yet because the peace talk gets boring sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Peace talk.
I want to keep it real because see, we had
What
to
peace
endure
talk?
peace talks between the consoles and stuff. No
Oh,
wars, no more wars and
oh,
all that.
there's gonna
Yeah.
if you think there's gonna ever be a ceasefire between console wars, there will never be a ceasefire between console wars. Come on now,
Yeah, you're
there's too
right.
much money to be made in that. Think about all.
Crossplay didn't even call. Hey, crossplay didn't even create a ceasefire, so there's no hope for nothing
I
else.
mean, come on now.
Straight up.
And look at all the streamers out here who makes their living off of YouTube. You think they gonna let a ceasefire happen?
Um, I think no. The answer is no.
You and I don't make our living off of YouTube. We have Monday through Friday jobs that pays the
Right.
bills. We do this for fun. If we make a little money, we make a little money. But you gotta think, some of these people out here are out here for the whole. They get their paychecks, they get their house mortgages and stuff from YouTube. You think they're gonna let a ceasefire happen?
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying. It's not gonna happen. Period. Point blank. Like, and I don't think it should happen. I think people should speak. You know what it is? People were speaking up about why they love what they purchased, and that's what started the whole wars in the first place. You know what I mean? You had somebody on PlayStation saying, "Yo, the Xbox sucks, man. Look at this version, right?" And then Xbox people
Actually, the
fired back
console
like, "You
wars.
see Gears of War? Do you see Gears of War right now? Do you see this first Gears of War? Do
You
you
got to
see?"
think about this. Console wars was going on before
Yeah,
those
that's
consoles.
true. That's
The
true. But I'm just saying
Genesis and Nintendo. The only thing that's made it blown up so much now is the fact of the intervention of the internet.
that's what I mean. So you're absolutely right because it goes back, yeah,
And
decades.
now you got all these keyboard warriors who think they can say and do whatever they want to do. And then you got and nobody's taking consequences or whatever. Then you have influencers that these companies give tons of free stuff to the people who go out here, like prime example back here when Battletoads came out.
Right.
My one friend, and a lot of people in the chat know him, and hello Dev, how are you? Hyperfane
What
Gaming
up? What
in
up?
the
What's
house.
up?
But a lot of people know him. He was hyping up Battletoads since the moment they announced it. He didn't care about what anybody said. He loved Battletoads. He was talking about Battletoads, had a countdown on his page and everything to Battletoads. I mean, he was like the one person I know who was super bloody hyped for Battletoads. Okay? They sent out, and he streams on YouTube and stuff like that. They sent out a guess influencer pack to a whole bunch of people on Xbox who I never heard that they haven't made one more mention from the game about Battletoads after that. And me and a bunch of other people were like, "Yo, why didn't you send it to this one dude? He played your game. He been hyping up your game. He been taking loads of shit off of people to promote your game." He gets up here. He finally got acknowledged by the developers for playing their game and everything. And we're all sitting here like, well, you sent the influencer pack to the wrong person because this guy been hyping up your game since day one of the announcement.
And that happens. It happens a lot. And that was one of the problems with this, people were having in the Stadia community as well. You know what I'm saying? Where people were out here going hard, promoting the platform and all that. But then, but hey, I understand moves got to happen. You see why all these big YouTubers are getting these Series X's and PS5s. That is the way to do it, if you ask me. Now, I don't think they should look over the small person, but the small person can't get those views out there. You're not going to hit. You see, if you sending that thing to Rad Brad, who has over 12, 13 million subscribers, Doc and Alana Pierce and all these other people out here with major numbers, right? Then overnight, you got some advertising going on. You get what I'm saying? But you can't send that thing.
But right now, I don't know what the hell happened, but right now they're not sending out consoles to some of those people.
I see that, but hey, they might not have enough. They might
I
not
don't
have
I
enough.
don't know what it is, but I saw a few of them complaining that when they've gotten like PlayStations and stuff in the past, they're not getting a PS5 now, and Sony hasn't even contacted them. It's kind of funny to me, but anyway.
Man, they might not have enough right now, but if they don't have enough, they're gonna be because cancellations and stuff are happening too with people's pre-orders and all that. So we gotta keep it real. You've been saying it for a while. Other people in this chat have been probably touching on it as well and wondering and curious of whether it was going to happen or not, where it was going to be a shortage. You know what I'm saying? Now I know Microsoft. I remember Phil and somebody saying that, hey, thankfully we had the warehouses and all that, and I'm just paraphrasing, to be able to pump these systems out in volume, and that might still be the case. They might be able to push units out for the holiday season that we never anticipated, but man, it's not looking like it, Bunny. It's
Oh,
not
it's
looking too hot.
definitely not looking like it when you go to GameStop and they're like, we only got six of them to pre-order.
Yeah, and Walmart and whoever else is only going to have. Hey, I don't know. I'm still holding on to my hope of being able to walk in there like I did with my ex. I walked in there. People pre-ordered. They pre-ordered. They went to Amazon 2 weeks early, talking trash. Yeah, day one Scorpio, fool. Day one Scorpio. How about you? I say, nah, man. I didn't pre-order. I'm not going to pre-order no console right now because the way I see it is I'm not going to wait in no line or none of that.
Well, also right now, you hate to admit it to yourself, but right now, with as much information dropping like a month before these consoles launch, stuff looking a wee bit spooky to you.
It's looking spooky. I can't lie. It's looking spooky across the board when it comes to hardware, though. If
Oh
you
yeah, on both
look at
sides is looking spooky.
yeah, but look at you got to look at the PC side of things too, man. They're getting hit hard. AMD, hopefully they can come
Exactly.
through. I don't see how they're gonna magically be able to make this happen and push out mad numbers of these units. I can't see it happening, but maybe they'll do better than Nvidia because Nvidia dropped the ball. Like, man,
All everywhere right now is sitting here like everything right now. All this probably should have waited a year.
let me ask you this: is cell phones and stuff being affected by that too? Like that y'all know about, that you know of, or what? Because I haven't
I
really heard.
I don't pay attention to cell phones
Me either like that. I was just wondering if other pieces of technology is being
because I
affected
know
as well.
the Siri, the iPhone 12 is about to come out, but I heard it was a hunk of junk.
Oh, all
Um,
right.
yeah, but I haven't. I don't follow. I change my phone so infrequently. I might go 5 years before I change a phone, so I don't follow phones all like that.
Yo, I'm gonna say this right here, man. I know people are now. Let's go PlayStation. Can we go a little PlayStation if you
Go
don't
for
mind?
it. Go for it. Because you want to, you're bouncing ideas off. And like I
And
said, right now on PlayStation side, that shit looking spooky too. I ain't even
I don't
gonna
think it's
lie to you.
looking spooky because that Miles Morales, the trailers and everything that we seeing right now, and Digital Foundry talking about the ray tracing and how it looks, and that they think that it's gonna be more games.
And Digital Foundry, I don't think got a PS5 either. I think they're one of
Hey,
the people who didn't get a PS5
you gotta
either.
let me finish. You gotta let me finish now. I'm talking about Digital Foundry, the best in the business. They, you know what I'm saying? They zoom in. They do it for real. You know? So but
Okay.
before I was rudely interrupted, what I was saying
Uh-huh.
was Digital Foundry, his John Linneman and I think the other dude, Tom, I think they were having a conversation. I don't know if it was Tom or not. I can't remember all their names, man. But anyway, having a conversation and they showed the footage and everything, and they were talking about the ray tracing. It's getting people hyped, Bunny. Demon Souls is out here looking crispy. Godfall is looking more crispy. And I told people that game was going to look better and better and better as it got close to launch, right? So they got so many games in the bag right now that people can say, all right, you know what? I might not rock with Godfall, but I definitely want Spider-Man Miles Morales. So they have some options, Bunny. You
But
know,
those same
they
people who want Miles Morales can also get it on a PlayStation 4.
but why would they do that when the five is coming? Why would they do that?
Because the thing is they may not be like. Remember, I was telling you about how people upgrade for games, right? If they had left Miles Morales to where you could only get it on the PlayStation 5, everybody who had a PlayStation 4 was going to upgrade to the PlayStation 5 just to get that game.
Let me read something. All right. Please let me read. Flamefist just said
Uh,
something right here that I like. Go ahead. Go ahead.
but a lot of people who I have seen around and that I personally know, the moment they said Miles Morales was on the PlayStation 4, they canceled pre-orders and this, that, and the other. I mean, it's not all about the tech, it's about the games also. And I'm going to tell you right now, Storm, when you put Digital Foundry in any sentence with me, it automatically makes it null and void because you're talking about the same place that took a 30-second clip of The Witcher 3 running on the Switch, did a whole 30 minute to an hour video about how bad it was on the Switch from a 30-second clip. And then when it came out, they had to change their entire rhetoric. Was like, oh wow, this runs better than we thought it was going to run. So when you say Digital Foundry to me, it's an automatic. I stop listening.
They the best in the build. They got 1 million subs. You know
I
what I'm
don't care
saying?
about how many subs they got. They are not all that in a bag of chips.
Oh, I know, cause
You know
that
people are mindless sheep.
I
You
know.
you remember yourself what they was saying about Stadia.
Yes,
It was
they. I was just
wrong.
about to get to that Doom Eternal and
So
the lag and all that and the
yeah,
latency
so
and
like I
yeah.
said,
Then they had to come back and backtrack on that too. So you right.
the moment you say Digital Foundry to me, the
Best in the
whole
build. All I'm saying, best in the business.
that
They got 1 million
okay, they the
subs.
best in the business, but they got a little small time YouTuber who got less than 4,000 subs, giving them a run for their money, and they crying and whining and shit about how he done showed them up. And
Well,
news articles are writing about it, talking about wow, he's making some valid points about them. You
let
done
me
automatically made yourself null and void to
let
me.
me say this right here. In Digital Foundry's defense, right? Microsoft be sending them that new boxes, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. They get their hands on them, they break it down. Everybody goes over there first, right? Even if they disagree, they go over there first. They're checking out what Digital Foundry got to say, and based on their analysis, they make their own decisions and opinions. They formulate their own opinions after that, right? That's why they're the best in the bit. I don't get down with them that hard, not like I used to, because their credibility was shot a few
Anybody whose
times.
credibility is shot, I don't listen to one thing out their mouth.
But if they have certain tools, Bunny, if they have certain tools to use to break things down that we don't have, you got to kind of listen to what they're saying, right? They got a million
Okay.
subs.
Okay, who cares about how many subs they got? And look, and let's be completely and utterly fair. They got a
Mhm.
million subs. They have a lot of subs. How many mindless sheep are in gaming and in technology?
That's a good question. Let me read some of this. Hey, I got to read a couple things
Yep,
in the
go
chat,
ahead
though.
and read
Check
it.
it out. Check it out. Check it out, right? Flamefist Wavy says, I'm still getting the P5 and the Xbox Series X. No one but myself can dictate how I beat. He said I beat Sekiro, one of the best games of this generation. That game is also coming to Stadia. What day? If Reb still in the building, Zajic? I think it's the 29th is. What day is that this week? What the hell day is? Oh, it's the 25th.
29th.
4 days. So let's go Wednesday.
Um,
Wednesday,
the 25th. Today's the 25th.
yeah. So, all right. Anyway, so that game is coming real soon. Watch Dogs Legion. That's coming as well. So yeah, it's crazy. But then somebody else said something that I wanted to point out real quick. Hold up. Where the hell was it? Man, it was something good. Hyperframe Gaming said, less money win the pandemic. And that's what we was talking about earlier. For some people, they're not gonna be able to run out there. All right. All right. So the pre-order thing happened. Okay. We got the pandemic going on.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are not gonna be willing to go out there just for that alone. It is crazy. And they gotta hey, look, I can't wrap my mind around it. But all I'm saying is these consoles are still going to be hot items, Bunny. They're going to be hot items because that's the case with every console launch. You know?
I never said they weren't going to be
No,
hot items.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm just talking, right? I'm just saying,
Huh?
like these consoles are going to be flying off shelves, and people are going to want them for different reasons. Like, is again, let's go back to the fact that a lot of these games are going to be enhanced. I think people are overlooking the fact that thousands of games are about to come to Xbox alone, right? Alone.
Okay, and no, people haven't forgotten that thousands of games are coming to Xbox, but you got to also factor in out of those thousands of games, most people probably already played them on previous gens.
Well, not nah. You talk once you go over 1,000. Nah, that's a lot of games, buddy. Some people don't hit 500 games in their lifetime.
I
Yeah,
mean,
some
did
people
you
don't.
see? Did you ever see that dude's Switch collection that I said I've been posting around?
Yeah, I saw that collection, but we don't know if he's tried all those games. That's the thing. He just got a collection. Some people just buy games, they never get around to beating them. They sit there and depreciate. You know what I'm saying? Or dropping because somebody did say something like the game don't depreciate if you enjoy it or if you never played it, it's like new or something like that, right? But what I'm saying is these games drop in prices all or they go to Game Pass now. They go to Game Pass, they go to PS Plus, they go to Stadia Pro, you know. So my point is there's so many games that could be played. Now you can't even now I know you can't knock this though. Xbox is out here saying and PlayStation 2 is saying that you could play these old games now, Bunny, and you're gonna be able to play them enhanced for sure in an enhanced fashion on the Xbox with auto HDR and all this stuff that people never even saw coming.
Didn't your boys at Digital Foundry prove that that was not the case?
Nah, for some games they said it makes a difference, but other games it does not weigh that heavily, does not impact the performance of the game that much. Some games it might look worse, but the fact that it can be worked on and revised over time, that's something to look into if you're like a see, I think that you think that there's not too many tech heads out here like that, like me. I don't know, like, because I'm looking at it from a
No,
tech lens,
there's a ton of tech heads. I understand tech heads. Trust me, I used to date one.
and you
But
used to be one because you got a PC or two and all that. So
I mean,
makes you a
yes,
tech head.
I understand the tech side of it. But I also look at the common sense side of things. I'm not going to sit here because, like I said, they're saying this is supposed to do this, 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 and this. Okay, and that's just the skeptic in. They're saying all this stuff, but they haven't shown one thing to prove any of it.
Man, Gamer Boy 2005 in the building. You know what I'm saying? What's going
Gamer
on?
boy. But that's my whole thing. You're saying all this stuff, but you're not doing anything to show it actually happening.
All right. I think people are being a little bit over the top. Now, I'm going to
You
sit
know?
up here and say this one more time. Microsoft, for example, came out with the base model Xbox One. Not long after that, they said, yo, this might not get it. We need to go up to the S. The S is going to be a little bit faster, won't cost that much out of our pockets to enhance this thing and get it out to people. Then they say, you know what? The people want more power. The PlayStation is winning the narrative right now. They're kicking ass with the PS4, and they just went up to the Pro. Oh yeah, it's time to come out with the X. They came out with the X. I had both of those, Bunny. People might say, "Oh, it's." I had people saying, "Yo, it's not gonna make no difference." I got an Xbox, a perfectly fine Xbox right now with the base model, right? With the original one. That's what I call it, the base model, the original Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, no way. You up here talking about you getting a 4K TV and you're content with the regular Xbox One? No way that makes sense in my head, man. Just say I don't have it right now. I can't get it right now, but I would like to have it. But see, some people are not going to keep it real like that. My point that I'm trying to make is once you see these games running that you already, like PUBG was a perfect example. If you like PUBG, you had to look at PUBG on the Xbox One X, right? And I know it didn't run the best in comparison to PC or even Stadia right now. Stadia is running at 60 frames per second and all that, looking good. But when you see PUBG on Xbox One X and then you go back to the S or the original Xbox One, now you capping. If you don't say to yourself, man, I would like to have an Xbox One X, you're capping. You might
Okay,
not, you
let
might
me
not,
ask you
you might
this.
not get it. You might not be able to get it. You might not be in a position to get it at the time. But when you see that game running on the Xbox One X, you want it. That's all I'm saying. People are gonna want these next gen consoles, money, and they're gonna
Oh,
do
wait,
what they gotta
yeah,
do.
but here's the thing that I want you to think about. Think about this, right?
I'm sorry, before you go. And
Yeah,
now
go
they're
for
about
it.
to enhance some of these games to make them run at 60. Yo, they already announced the PUBG mode for 60 frames per second is being tested on the PUBG. What's the name of the PTS server, right?
Mm-hmm. Player
Already being
test
tested.
server. Mm-hmm.
Pretty soon, you're gonna be able to play PUBG on consoles, Bunny. And I'm snapping my finger. You're gonna be able to play that shit with 60 frames per second and possibly an upgrade if the developers want to go back and and make it high to ultra settings because now the Series X can allow that to happen. Snow Bunny Gaming, I'm telling you right now, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me.
So
Act
let
like
me
that is
ask
not
you.
impressive, Bunny.
It's impressive. I'm not going to say it's not impressive, but here's the thing I want you to think about. Out of the last gen consoles, which one did they discontinue?
We ain't talking about that.
No, 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 no. There's a point that I'm making. Which one did they discontinue?
Well, they discontinued the X, which is all jacked up. It
Okay,
is
so if
jacked
they
up.
discontinued the X, okay, why are they making all these concessions with to try to get it enhanced on the X when they discontinued the X and nobody can even buy the X?
Well, they discontinued
Okay,
the X. I'm gonna put a little
but
bug in your
but
ear.
but they didn't discontinue the S.
Well, they discontinued that X because that X was too damn powerful. See, they realized they had an issue. Is my opinion now, y'all. But let's see if it's fact. See if it makes sense to y'all. They discontinued that damn X because it had a 6 teraflop GPU that was doing big things, right? Now the CPU held the X back from doing native 4K 60 on PUBG in the first damn place. It was a CPU. So when they realized that, damn, the X is going to be more powerful than the S GPU wise, and it's going to be threatening the Series X when it comes to just straight up 4K graphics, because now we're running games like Forza Motorsport and Gears and Halo at 4K native 4K resolutions. You know what I'm saying, Bunny? Oh, we got to kill that damn thing. That's got to get up out of here. Get that X out of here real quick so the Series X can be the undisputed king, and it can make it look like you have a vast jump in performance for the price. That's
So
why they killed that.
basically,
That's why they
so
killed the X.
basically, they killed a more powerful console to sell you a weaker console.
They killed that X because it wasn't going to fit the narrative of the S. It wasn't going to make sense for people to go out there and buy the S
Okay, but
if they
then
could play the
okay,
X.
okay, I can
So I
understand
think
all
they killed
that.
it because of that.
So why are they bothering with upgrading stuff for the X?
Well, because I told you, you could get
They
people
did.
to spend $500 if you say to them like, "Look, we upgraded the CPU and the
I'm
GPU. Now
talking
you got a
about the
beast of
one.
a."
I'm talking about the One X. If they discontinued the One X, why are they bothered with making all these games perform better on the One X if they discontinued it?
Because
And
they
now,
wanted people to
I
get
mean,
it.
I
I
can,
got you. I
I
got
can
you.
understand them discontinuing the original Xbox One, and I can understand them discontinuing the Xbox One S. But they didn't discontinue the One S. They discontinued the One X.
And that is
But
why.
yet, but why are they making? Why are they bothering with making all these games more compatible for the One X with higher frame rates and stuff? Unless unless it's going to also enhance and upgrade the One S games.
Well, I'll tell you this right here because 2 years, 3 years is not enough of a
2
console
years.
life cycle.
That was 2 years.
It was going, yeah. So look, that's not long enough. So it don't make no sense. Some people might say, nah, production wise, it might save a little bit of money. They were just gonna cut production of it. But you don't tell nobody that just spent $500 that you killed their product in 2 to 3 years. Now that's not good business practices right there. So on the flip side of things, Bunny, I'm gonna answer your question right here. They gave us the X and they continued to enhance these games on the X's because they wanted you to get a taste of that powerful Series X life. Come on, Bunny, y'all got to stay with me now. Stay with me here for a minute. They
No,
want you to.
you're
They want
capping.
Bunny. I ain't capping. They
They
want you,
capping.
but I ain't. They
You
want you,
capping
Bunny.
because
They
you're trying
Bunny,
to
Bunny.
justify this power issue. If the One X, okay, let's break it down. If the One X was threatening the power of the Series S and the Series X, why didn't they just make the games for the One X and continue the life cycle for a little longer if it was that powerful?
Because they realized they messed up with the weak CPU. They didn't really mess up. They had to cut corners somewhere, and they cut corners in the wrong area. If you ask me, the CPU was way too damn weak, Bunny. It was way too weak for
It
that
must
powerful
have not. It must
GPU.
have. If it
That's
must have.
bottlenecking city. That's
Wait a minute.
bottlenecking city, Bunny.
It
That's
must have not
bottlenecking.
been. It must have not been that weak, considering they discontinued it for your reason was it was too powerful.
It was, Bunny. It was too powerful. It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense for because you're trying to sell me a Series X, but I'm playing 4K. I'm playing Madden 2K, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo, Gears. I'm playing Forza. I'm playing all these games already at 4K native, 60 FPS, Bunny. But now you're telling me the Series X is about to drop, and the selling point is going to be 4K 60 and then up to 120. And most of the games people know is going to be 4K 60, not 4K 120. Not in that first year or that second. I don't. I think it's going to take a couple years for them to push more games. That's going to be, and I think they're going to use some kind of scaling technique or whatever to get to that 4K 120 in a lot of these games. I don't think it's definitely not going to be native. It's definitely not going to be native 4K 120. because you're seeing what kind of GPUs you need for that to happen on PC. You get what I'm saying? Like, 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 it's just it has to be what I'm saying. It has to be right. That's all I'm saying. So it the thing is, these companies, they're not dumb. They're not dumb. They might make a hasty decision every once in a while and rush something out to see how what to test it or measure people's interest in and all that good stuff, right? But they know what the deal is. Now, I hear the buzz. We talk about this article, right? This article that I read, thanks to
Mhm.
you. I read this. It was a great read. And it has something to do with the Phil Spencer hinting at the fact that there's going to be other Xbox consoles. Now, this is something that we should have known already because look at the name series. Series means that it's going to be more than one in that series. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So we had already been talking about stuff like this, like, yeah, the Series S and the X. Well, that can't be all because what if PlayStation decides to make a move and go up to an enhanced version of the PS5? So and then other people like Alana Pierce and other people and yourself and a few others that I heard was talking about the fact that they're going to be starting to do. I hope they don't do this. I hope they don't get on that cell phone model where every 2 years there's an upgrade. I hope that never happens. Just give me a PC. Just give me a powerful, like monsterfully powerful console, and I'll pay $1,000. You know what I'm saying? I
That
pay
was
$1,000 for a beast console because some people don't want to deal with the PCs, Bunny, like Windows 10 and all that stuff, and they don't want to deal with all that. You know?
I mean that, but see, that's the thing. It's like basically what I'm saying now is if they're talking about revisions now before the console even drops, then the console's releasing already outdated. Usually, you hear them talking about consoles. Usually, I mean, a revision. Usually, like a year after the console comes out. We're hearing about this before the console drops.
Well, I think it's just transparency saying that, hey, this is what our plan was this generation, right? This past generation, right? We dropped the Xbox One X that came with a little bit of success. So why not do it again next generation if people have shown us that they're willing to jump on the other iteration of the console, like in an
I mean, but
advanced form?
all consoles have mid-gen refreshes. PlayStation had one, but usually, like you don't hear the PlayStation camp talking about a revision to the PlayStation 5, do you?
Not yet, because the SSD is kicking ass and the
But
ray
that's
tracing
my
features and
point.
all that. They're seeing that with their own eyes, so they're not clamoring for that yet. See the Xbox players wanted that power because the Pro drop and the PS4 was already more powerful. Remember, you know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? So that's why they wanted that. Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. I'm still in the camp saying something's janky with the Series S and the One X. I mean, yeah, we already. I mean, he did. If that was the case, he didn't even have to come out here and talk about a possible mid-gen refresh and revisions to the system. Everybody automatically knows that always happens with consoles. That's something that's common knowledge. So why did he have to bring it up?
Yo, here it is. Here it is. Flamefist Wavy says, at first I thought it wasn't a big deal, a big of a difference. He wasn't the only one now. I told you it was
Hmm.
like a few people, a lot of people in our crew, all
Hmm.
right, at the time.
What
Big of a difference until I got my ex. And it
Oh,
wasn't the
about
price.
the.
It wasn't the price for me. I thought they just wanted my money. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But the difference was there when you saw that X and you saw it
I mean,
on a 4K display.
yeah, and see, and that's the thing. You're going to see a difference. I'm not sitting here saying you won't see a difference. I am not saying that, and I have never said that. Okay. But the thing is you make a more powerful console, which was the One X, then you discontinued it after 2 years. Not two or three. It was 2 years. You discontinued it. You kept the weaker console still in production, though. I would have felt like I was being ripped off because I only got 2 years of this console, and you may have only released one game that showed the graphical capabilities of the One X.
Well, they're still gonna be releasing, like you're gonna be able to play some of these games on that X, on that One X that you paid
Which
for.
was because they've from when they announced that show to now, a lot of games have been moved off of it. Halo's been moved off of it. What was that other game? Didn't Wasn't the Medium moved off of it?
I heard I heard the buzz about it, but
Yeah.
I'm saying you're still gonna be playing third party games on that console.
You think okay. See, I guess that's the whole thing for me. I buy consoles for first party and third party games. If you're not offering me anything on
It's
first,
offering you the best version of the third party games, Bunny, my
but and
sister.
you can't even say that with the Series S or the One X, considering the PlayStation 5 is beating it.
Well, that's true, but what I'm saying though, all right, let's go to Nintendo. Let's go. It's time. Let's go to
Okay,
Nintendo,
let's
for
go to
example. Now,
Nintendo.
Nintendo don't care about the power narrative right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're raking in dollars because of that, because they like that entry price point to be sweet,
Mm-hmm.
for what you're getting, and they like to innovate and stuff, which is cool, right? They know that's what their gamers want. Nintendo ain't out here offering nobody like myself, not even trying to say to us, we're about to drop y'all something special to compete
Mm-hmm.
just for the hell of it with the Xbox and the PlayStation. It's just for y'all, the top Nintendo hardcore dogs. Let's get it. Like, what's up with them? That's my question. Well, I know that they just did they broke the 360's record and all that stuff. I get all that.
They just
Nintendo
prove okay.
Nintendo came in the market at $299, right?
They came in the market at $299.
The 360 came in at $400, $399. So
Okay.
they should have beat it, if you ask me.
Okay. But let's look at it this way. You're pushing power, and Nintendo has the least amount of power. And they're outselling your console because they have the software to back up their mouth. Yeah, the Switch came in at $299, but you need to look at the library
I
they had.
think you got your fan blowing or something, or
Yeah, I
yeah. Oh, all
switched
right.
positions and sitting
Oh,
in
okay,
the house.
okay. Go ahead.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
so you got to look at also the game lineup that they had for that first year. The first 9 months of the Switch's life cycle. You got to look at what they dropped and released from March to December. Okay, they dropped Mario Odyssey, they dropped Xenoblade Chronicles, they dropped Splatoon 2, they dropped Breath of the Wild was the day one. Those were 4 first party games within a 9-month period. What right now is the Series X promising you in the next 9 months?
Check this out. They just acquired.
Not,
Hey! They just acquired Bethesda.
okay,
Cinemax.
let's
Orion Technology. You hear what I'm saying? Game Pass, Bunny. Game
Game
Pass.
Pass is playing old shit that you could.
I get it, but exclusive games like Flight Sim and all that will come day one. Let's just keep it real across the board.
They don't even know when it's coming. They have not announced Flight Sim for console yet.
They have not. The year is short that they're releasing it, though. It's a short couple months after they drop. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Flight Sim been out for a couple months. So why isn't it on the One X yet?
All right, we don't know when it's going to come. It might come in December in the surprise announcement on Game Pass.
It might, but you don't know. You have no clue. You have no idea.
All right, well, if you're an Xbox gamer, you know it's coming. How about that? You know it's coming sometime in 2021, because why would it come in 2022? That'd be dumb as hell.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Just like Halo Infinite's coming 2021, because they know fans are not gonna have it, Bunny. Fans ain't having it. I gotta ride with that.
I mean, yeah, they know fans not having it, but everybody was up here telling me that they weren't going to delay it from this year, but yet they did, didn't they? A lot of people thought they weren't going to delay
Yeah, that
Halo,
is true. That is a fact.
but
But we
yet
ain't talking.
they
We ain't talking about that.
no, no, no. You have to talk about that because the actions that you take set a precedent for the shit you do. Actions speak louder than words. You can get out here and say all the shit you want to, but your actions show what your intentions are.
Well, the actions of acquiring Bethesda
Okay,
and
let's
ZeniMax,
let's get
it
something
made it
straight.
all better because I'm telling you right now, people
Let's
can
get
say
it
what they want.
straight.
They can look at the Metacritic scores of those games, Bunny.
I ain't
But
even
I
talking
played
about
a lot of
the
those
Metacritic.
games.
I ain't even talking about the Metacritic scores. Okay, you're talking about waiting on the next Elder Scrolls. Last time I checked, they were talking about 2022 for it. Starfield, we haven't even seen a playable. We haven't even seen a demo of Starfield yet. Okay, Bethesda releases more broken games than Microsoft released it with Vista.
But
And
they
they
sell
let that
millions,
way.
though.
But guess who fixes those games? It's the fans on PC who fixes Bethesda's games. If they don't have that access, do you think those games are getting fixed?
Well, not on console.
Bingo. Okay, so yeah, they acquired Bethesda. Okay, yeah, Bethesda does good
But
games.
Bethesda, because I know I don't want you to keep saying Bethesda now,
I
because
said Bethesda.
nah, you put a P on it.
No,
Unless I'm going crazy, you put a P on it. But go ahead though.
everybody says
I'm
P.
just trying to take you off your game, but you put a P on it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Okay, yeah, they acquired it. Right now, after they didn't acquire it, you're hearing about $100 million lawsuit with some other company that Bethesda is in because, according to the other company, they stole assets and refused to give them back to Bethesda. So they're suing Bethesda for $100 million. And you're sitting here like, oh, well, Microsoft got their back. $100 million is not a whole lot. But the thing you got to also look at, if they stole assets and refuse to give them back to this company, and if they go to court, the company might order Bethesda to destroy all projects or give back the and or give back the whatever they took the assets to this company. What if Starfield and the next Elder Scrolls are using those assets?
Hey, listen, that's a good ass question. But Bunny, hold that thought because the chat is out here saying some things. Hold on. All right. Let me see. Where do I want to start from? Let me see. All right. So Flamefist Wavy says, I know Xbox isn't going to disappoint old games and new games, right? Fatal Charade says they shouldn't announce flight sim for console. Console gamers don't play flight sims. Woo! I think they should because it's a beautiful game. It's going to show off
It
that
is a
Series
beautiful
X.
game, but you also have to look at
And it plays well
console.
with a controller on PC. It plays kind of well.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the type of game that it is.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta think about would how many people on console would actually embrace that type of game.
I think a lot when they take off that plane and when they do the training missions. The first time they hit the training missions and fly and realize they can fly over there, their old high school and where they first kissed somebody at and all that under the tree and all that is in the game and all that. You know what I'm saying, Bunny? That's a cool factor right there. Next gen console, the Series X can handle that. Come on, man. Look. All right. So Hyperframe Gaming, Devin said, we can't play 64 on the Switch. Woo-hoo-hoo. That is a fact. Now you see now
64.
60, 60,
64.
64 games cannot be played on the Switch. I think that's what he's saying. Now Xbox is allowing
Mario,
you to go back and play the Xbox One
Mario,
original
Mario. Okay, I understand that. I
and every
totally understand that. But I am not paying $500 to go back and play old ass bullshit that I already played before. And some gamers think like that. You're up here talking about, well, all these retro games and this, that, and the other. You got to think about, you might play those games.
Bunny, we checking ourselves now. We
No,
checking,
no,
we
no, no,
checking
no.
ourselves tonight. We
What
check.
I'm
I'm checking
saying is,
myself. I talked
no, no,
about
but what,
Xbox like
no, but
people
what
talk
I'm
about Stadia.
saying is, What I'm saying is everybody assumes you use your perspective when you look at all these games. Me personally, I'm not going to sit there and play old ass games that I already played before. I don't on my Switch. I didn't on my PlayStation 2. I didn't on my
That's
PlayStation
cap.
3. And I didn't on my
That's
360.
cap.
Okay?
Double
But
cap.
my point is you take your own preferences. Okay, yeah, you want Game Pass to play old games. I'm not going to sit there and knock you on it. But don't sit here and tell me that it's going to have thousands of games that you can play.
It will. So will the PlayStation because they're trying to get their fans. They're giving their fans the games that they loved with enhancements. You see what I'm
But the
saying? Like
thing is
not
some of the
major
gamers,
enhancements for
no,
all
but
now.
some of the gamers, I'm not the only gamer out here who don't play old shit. I'm not a
I don't
retro
like to play
gamer.
old. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like to play old shit myself. But what I'm saying is, Bunny, those games will be there. Like if I want to go back and play, like there's a game that so many people might not have tried called Full Spectrum Warrior, for example, a dope ass
And
IP, a
but the
dope
thing
ass
is,
IP.
the thing
But
is
but but
also
now I
you
can go
gotta
back
think
and
about
play Bunny,
you
but
can
I can
go
go
back
back and stream that for people. Like, yo, let me tell you about Full Spectrum Warrior. Look that up, man. This
now
joint was
you're
dope.
talking about it as a streamer.
But I'm just
That's
saying,
the
no. But
that's the that's the factor you're taking in. You could play these old games to stream for these other people
well, a
to
lot of
play.
people do it. They got the retro gamers and stuff. All it's some.
Exactly,
It's
and they market themselves as retro
but
gamers.
you're missing the point. The point is you can do it if you want to.
I mean,
You
yeah,
can.
you can do it if you want to, but when you go into a conversation with somebody who don't care about that, don't bring that up to them because they don't care.
Let me ask you something. Now, this is why I said you was capping earlier, right? It was
Mhm,
cap. You caught me with the cap. I don't know if it was aimed at
mhm,
me, but I'm saying, Bunny, right now we got to hold ourselves accountable and keep it trill and all the way real. We want the console wars to end, right? But we got
mhm,
to keep it trill. Check this out. If I put a controller in your hand and said, Bunny, can you get me through the first two levels of this original Mario? I'm talking about Super Mario, the first one, where you run to the flag and at the end and you complete the level.
mhm.
Bunny, you gonna say I ain't playing that old shit, or you gonna say, yo, yeah, let me hit it. That's my game right there. I remember, yeah. Which one you gonna do?
I'm gonna tell you, do it your damn self, and I ain't lying on you for that because this is okay. Like I said, I'm an eclectic gamer.
That's
Okay,
me too.
okay, I'm an eclectic gamer. I'm one of these types of people. Once I play something, back in the day, if I played it 20, 30 years ago, number one, I don't remember what the fuck I had to do to play it. Number two, no, 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 no. I'm not lying because you got to think almost 20 years ago, I had a severe head injury. So
Got you,
before
got
that
you.
head injury, a lot of that stuff I don't remember.
Oh, got it. All right. I thought you were talking about the process or whatever,
No,
like on the TV and all
between,
that.
but from my head injury, a lot of things prior to my head injury, I don't remember.
Got it. Okay. That makes
Okay.
sense.
So I'm not going to sit there and try to play it again. Okay. I already know I played it. If I liked it, my thing is if I liked the games and the consoles, I would have kept my old shit. Now,
I have said that numerous times.
okay. If you liked it, then you could have played your old shit. And Fireflame made a thing in the comments. Xenoblade Chronicles is an old game. Yes, but I never played Xenoblade Chronicles. I tried it and hated it. I didn't pick up the first Xenoblade Chronicles until after I tried Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And I hated Xenoblade Chronicles because of the motion controls from the Wii. Okay? But that's the thing. So if you give me a controller and be like, "Hey, let's play this Mario." You picked the wrong game because I'm not a huge Mario fan. I'll tell you do it yourself. If you want to play Mario, do it yourself. Okay. Two, I bought the All Star Mario games. And you want to know why I bought the All Star Mario games?
Why?
I never played any of them.
And that's why you bought them. So finally, you was going to jump into it, or you just had them to add to your collection
No, I
because
wanted to try Mario Sunshine, but at the time I didn't have a 64.
okay. All right. Okay.
Okay.
You know what? All right. Okay.
Okay.
All
Then
right.
games like I got Catherine. I played Catherine on the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation and the Xbox 360. It was one of my favorite games, but the new version has a whole new mode in it. It offered a whole new mode, not enhanced graphics, not anything like that. They added a whole new story arc to it.
I'm just saying. The only thing I'm saying, Bunny, is my son. He got his first taste of Super Mario Brothers, and when I saw him playing it, it did something to me. I can't lie. I was like, "Yo, let me get that controller, boy." I jumped on the turtle or two. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Went down the
I mean,
pipe and all
and the
that.
games
You
like
know,
that I'm like, I like the Pokemon games. I may or may not jump into them like that, but if it was an old school Kirby game, I might jump into it because I love the Kirby's from the Game Boy days. It's just that now when I try to play them, I don't like how they look.
I think these brands have done something to certain people. I think some people have
We
been
are
rubbed.
all conditioned in gaming.
We are, but what I'm saying is, I think somehow the fanboy wars, the console wars, and all that have rubbed people the wrong way to the point where they want to try things, but they just won't because Dan is giving in to that side.
It's not even that. I think the fact
Now,
that
I ain't saying just you. I ain't saying that's
no,
you
no, no,
now.
no, no, no. What I'm saying is I think that the fact of also they have us conditioned. Think about it like that. They had us conditioned to where we didn't want to play old games. Remember?
Yeah,
And now the generations that coming in who missed out on all the games that you and I played, they want to play them. Hey, I'm not knocking them. They want to play it. Okay, they can fucking play them. Like half of our chat is probably half our ages. They didn't grow up with Mario Brothers on the TV. They didn't grow up holding a gray brick Game Boy.
I get you. I get what you're saying,
I mean,
but
they didn't grow up with the 360, or maybe some of them didn't even grow
yeah.
up with the original
Well,
Xbox.
some of them never grew up with that, and they still went back and played them
That's
because.
because they A is something that they never played before,
Mhm.
and B they wanted to experience it. But then you fast forward to a person like you or I, we played those systems.
I'm just I question because I know the type of gamer you. I've seen you game. I've seen your collection of Switch games. I
Hmm.
know that you played Xbox games, PC,
Hmm.
and PlayStation at some point, right?
Hmm. Oh yeah, I used to be a huge PlayStation head. I
So I'm
burned through two
saying,
PlayStation ones and a PlayStation 2.
but your appreciation seems to lie with Nintendo real heavy.
Nope. It's whoever gives me the games that I really fucking wanted.
And that's why your appreciation lies with Nintendo real heavy. All right. So,
Exactly.
all right. So it ain't no more talking to you. Okay. Ain't no, there's no more talking to
You
you.
show me games that I want, then yeah, I will play whatever you have. But don't sit here and try to tell me, oh, well, you're only into Nintendo, so you don't understand Xbox and you don't understand PlayStation and you don't understand. No, I understand all of them. Hell, I had to stop playing my PlayStation 1 for 6 months because I was traumatized.
I get you. I have not, I cannot. I know Dev, hey, if Dev's still in here, Dev plays PlayStation. He's an Xbox fan first.
And he
Ain't,
played
ain't,
Switch.
ain't nothing wrong. And Switch, ain't nothing wrong with it.
Hmm.
There's not a single thing wrong with that. Flamefist Wavy here plays Switch, the PlayStation 4 Pro or whatever it is, and the Xbox One X. How do I know that? Because I've been on
He
two of them
said
out of the
you
three with
won
him.
a game with him.
Yeah, yeah. We used to play. So look. So other people in this chat has multiple devices. The only reason I'm bringing this conversation up to you is because I know the potential and I know what type of gamer you are. I know that there's games like Kenna that's going to be on PlayStation that I need to
That
stop
game
trying to.
don't look interesting to me.
But it look. See, I all right. Hold on. You know how
Just
I think. You know how I think, and you already told me don't try to force your preferences on me.
mm-hmm,
I don't do that, but I just cannot understand how
mm-hmm.
the hell you call yourself a gamer and you didn't want to sign up for Stadia to try Immortals Phoenix Rising, for example, with that demo that just dropped, or
Well, I
you
wasn't home
call
this
yourself a
weekend.
gamer.
I wasn't home this weekend.
No, not you. No, I'm just saying. I'm just speaking out
Oh,
loud, right? For anybody that's just like that's
mm-hmm.
sticking to one side, right? You call yourself a gamer, and Last of Us Two and Ghost of Tsushima's out there on PlayStation, and Horizon Zero Dawn and all those games over there, and God of War, and you're on Xbox, and you telling me that you don't want to play those games at all? Like you just
You
saying
mean
that you're gonna look at them and say
Nintendo?
they're trash?
You
I'm
mean
just saying.
Nintendo?
No, I'm talking about for
Oh,
anybody on either side. I'm just
oh
calling it out
yeah.
from either
I mean,
side, right?
that's the thing. You also have to. You're throwing out games, but you also have to look at what interests people. If the game don't interest them, then they're not going to want to play it.
Man, I think I'm calling out that BS. All right. This is me. It's Project
Okay.
Storm. I try to keep it as real as possible in a real conversation. I think people be out here wolfing. That means capping. They be
I
capping.
mean, some of them.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
want to play. I don't want to play Horizon Zero Dawn. That game looks stupid because it's robots and stuff. Robot dinosaurs. Come on, man.
No, no,
Robot
no.
dinosaurs, though.
That looks
Hey,
fine.
hey, Bunny. But what I'm saying is what some people have said. I know it. I know human
And
behavior. I'm a
those
human
are
being
the people.
myself.
But you also have to look at the people who are saying it. The most of the people that I hear saying that shit are the main ones fueling this console war to get clicks on their fucking videos.
Yeah, but some people don't care about clicks. They don't even have channels. They it's
I
just
mean,
embedded in them.
and then you gotta know, you gotta think about this other thing. It's like what Dirk said one night on Scram Punks when we were on there. He said he asked one guy who was saying a whole bunch of shit to him on Twitter, asked him why did he even care, and the guy was straight up like, I don't even play consoles. I just want to get in on the fuckery.
And that's what I say all the time. Like sometimes it's fun in moderation. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's fun to engage in that kind of stuff. You have fun. You listen to some of the idiotic comments that's made on either side. And you know it's cap sometimes, but it keeps it going. It keeps people entertained. You know what I'm saying? So I'm never
But
mad at that because it
when is it too much is too far?
too far when you start getting mad, when you start want to threaten, asking somebody to pull up and all that, you know what I'm saying, and shit.
Yeah.
Hold up. And then you start talking about personal stuff and airing out people's personal laundry and stuff. That's when it's too far.
Or
But
bombing a certain company.
yeah. But when you come out here and you just say, your platform is dog shit. Yeah, that's cool. Like we could talk about that all day, man. Hey, wait a minute. Or you call somebody out when you know they just capped and you put a tweet out there and you got receipts and stuff like that. That right there is still fun and games. As long as it's too far when somebody really when their feelings get in it, like Digital Foundry. I'm gonna just say that because see, ain't
Yeah.
nobody Digital Foundry ain't paying no attention to us anyway. I'm just gonna say what the hell I want to say. What they gonna do about it? You know what I mean? Like one of those like that right there when you start doing stuff like that, yeah, that's crazy. But anyway,
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing. Like I said, when you sit and see, and that's the thing with gaming. Everybody has different opinions about different things. Okay, you wouldn't believe how many people are upset that you can't play Nintendo 64 games on the Switch or that you don't have a virtual console. But then on the flip side of the coin, you got tons of people who don't care about that. The ones who care about it are the ones who's making the most vocal. My thing is like everybody crying for backwards compatibility. So let's say on the PlayStation 4 with backwards compatibility, I mean with the place and the PlayStation 5, you think 120 million people who bought the PlayStation 4 gives a rat's ass about backwards compatibility?
not not more so than exclusive games.
Okay, on the Xbox, the people who bought the Xbox One, okay, they have Game Pass. Yeah, you can play thousands of games. But how many people actually care about those thousands of games and only getting Game Pass just to play the first part, the stuff that drops day and date?
Good point. Good point.
I mean, yeah, you can market. I can tell you right now, I guarantee if you go out here and ask people why are you getting Game Pass, are you getting it because you can play 1,000? Nah, I'm getting it so I can play all them those major games day and date for $15 a month.
Yeah, I mean, but you got to understand the sweetness of the whole Game Pass is
I mean,
when
that's
those
like,
games are not dropping, you still got games that you haven't. You could go back and play.
and
You know what I'm
most
saying?
times people have multiple consoles, so they're just jumping to another console who has a first party for them to play.
Look,
And
it's
then
always
you also have to think about all the people who are out here. God, I just had a thought in my head and I just lost it.
well, that's all right because I was gonna go back to the chat because I mean it was some other stuff in there. But look,
Yeah.
all I'm saying is for some people, the PS4 controller, that the previous DualShock controller, DualShock 4, whatever,
Mhm.
is just too. It just does not do it for certain people. Now, I'm not mad at somebody that says that. Yo, I don't have no problem with the PS4, but the controller is just too small for my hands. Or I just don't like this layout or whatever. Like I like the games. See, that's how it should sound. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Xbox has
Or
always
Xbox
had.
controller. Like for me, people love the Xbox controller. I don't absolutely love it. It's dope. But those two, the ridges on top of the thumbsticks, because I push the thumbsticks in too hard when I sprint. Like I be into the games, you know what I'm saying? Like Battlefield and those shoot Call of Duty and all that
Um,
PUBG. I be sprinting in them over time. It leaves that little circle indentation in my thumb, and that shit hurts.
I'm
So
not even
I
gonna
had to
lie to
put
you.
gel caps on my thumbsticks and stuff, man. But see, like when I
I'm not even
start,
gonna lie to you.
what
The
up?
360 controllers, I collected them
It's
bitches.
the best,
I had so many 360
greatest of all
controllers.
time.
It was not funny, and that's the one thing I like about the Pro controller because it kind of reminds me of it.
Greatest of all time. The bumper buttons were they stuck out just enough. Like the Xbox, those current bumpers on this generation of controllers and stuff, man, they stick out a little bit too far. Like they always feel like they're stretchy. Like when it's time to spam RBLB, you know what I'm saying? Like people, and I have large hands, you know what I'm saying? But for imagine somebody with smaller hands trying to do that. I think,
Oh, I
yeah,
have that problem.
you just gotta know what it's just the controller is dope overall, but those are the gripes with the PS PlayStation controller. The triggers when just like Stadia, when you put the controller down, it fires your gun. You know what I'm saying? Like with those long ass triggers, stuff like that. And then I used to think that the DualShock thumbsticks was too close at one point. The DualShock 4, my thumbs used to touch because again, I have large hands, so longer thumbs and fingers. So they used to kind of like slip off and all kind of crazy stuff.
But you got to
But
think about the PlayStation controller has not changed much since they first launched.
yeah, I get it, and I can work with them. But see, I can work with all these controllers. It's so crazy, man. I love talking about the Stadia controller. I feel like
It looks weird. It looks like a
it looks like a boomerang or whatever
yeah.
you want to, but it feels so damn good, Bunny. The weight of it, y'all, I got it in my hands right now. It feels so damn good, so durable. Like the triggers when you're pressing those long ass R trigger and R2 and L2, they're long, right? But when you're pressing them, it feels so comfortable, so natural for racing all types of games, right? Then they had the flat bumper of the LB and the RB where they would be, right? Those things are flat, so it feels comfortable as hell. You can spam them. Oh man, this controller is dope as hell. It's
Like I
dope as
said,
hell.
it looks like a boomerang, but
It does, but they designed it like that. They took it from like this kitchen knife type of. You got to look at the making of it, where they got the idea from and stuff. But it's a dope controller though. I mean, it's dope as hell. It's not perfect. None of them are perfect.
no
That's what
controller
I'll
is
say.
perfect.
Yeah,
None
none of them
is
are perfect.
perfect whatsoever. Because, like I said, I have my issues with my Switch controllers. Um, my Joy Cons be wonky sometimes, but I don't think it's the Joy Cons' fault. I think my rail is failing in my Switch where this Joy Con slides into.
Mm-hmm.
So my Joy-Con doesn't always read on my Switch, but my Pro controller typically is doing okay.
Right. So I mean, people out here, it's
People
yeah.
are people are not getting consoles for the stupidest reasons. They don't like the controller. Okay, Controllers are controllers. You need to have a controller to control the game.
But that's major though, Bunny. I'm telling you, like if the controller cramps your hands up after an hour or two of play, then that's not for you.
But
You
you
know?
also have to think about 9 times out of 10, a third party will come out with a better controller.
That's true. But then you got issues like the Joy-Con. Let's talk about the Joy-Con. The Switch. I'm hearing things about drifting now. You hear drifting on all these controllers
Mhm.
eventually, right? But what makes it so major for the Switch? Are they overhyping that or is it really a problem?
It's an issue with more of the older Joy Cons. Like my first pair of Joy Cons, after like 2 years, started having drifts, and I got a new pair of Joy Cons. But for me in the beginning, because I mostly played my Switch docked, it wasn't an issue for me. Like if I played my Switch docked with my old Joy Cons on it, it doesn't affect me because I'm using my Pro controller. Um, the people with the drift, and see, and then there's a 50-50 thing with the drift. Okay, so you remember how we were talking on the show on Wednesday about how the PlayStation, a company was making shells that you could change your PlayStation with, right?
Yeah.
Well, companies make shells that you could change out your Joy Cons and your Switch,
Uh-huh.
where you can not cover the Joy-Con shells, but literally take your Joy-Con apart and re-put it back together with a new shell on it.
Okay.
So people who suffer with drift, like the people I know who suffer with drift, either has kids or they're always playing it handheld or they're always playing with their Joy Cons detached. I had started having drift when I started playing my Switch more handheld instead of on the TV. Some people start having drift right out the box, but that's mechanics. But a lot of people who are also experiencing drift, I wonder how many of them has changed out their Joy Cons and didn't put it back together correctly. You see what I mean?
Well, I'm confused on that. What you mean put it back together?
Okay, when you change out the Joy-Con casing, you literally take all the screws out of the Joy-Con
Oh
casing,
hell no.
pop the Joy-Con casing
Hell
off,
no. I remember that with the
de-
Nintendo used to the old Nintendo controller that used to
detach.
get dirty in the creases and stuff, and the button, the A or the B button used to stick. I ain't taking nothing apart this
No, but that's
generation or
my
no,
point.
nah,
That's what I'm
not doing
my
it.
point. You can take the all the internals out of the Joy-Con and put it into a new shell. Some people are brave enough to do that. I am not one of them.
Well,
Okay. So I mean, yeah, you have Joy-Con drift, and granted, I have an original pair of gray Joy-Cons that they have discontinued the color of, but they were my original Joy-Cons on my OG Switch. I don't know if people who are getting the new version of the Switch that they upgraded and released last year, I don't know how many of people who got that Switch are experiencing Joy-Con drift.
yeah, I hear you. While you talking about that,
Uh,
Pixel Slapper said the Dreamcast controller was fire. It was. That was a dope ass controller that was ahead of its time with the VMU. That was dope. I'm glad somebody recognized the the Dreamcast was the shit, man. They need to bring it back. Bring it back more powerful to compete with the next gen consoles. I'm buying one day one. Um,
but that's what I'm saying. So with the Joy-Con drift, there's a bunch of different factors you have to look into with that. Like for
okay.
me, I started noticing me having drift with my Joy Cons when I started playing my Switch more in handheld mode because I was actually using the Joy Con.
So are they cheaply made? Let's cut right to the damn chase. Are they
Most
cheap?
likely they're cheaply made because you got to think about the price point that they
See,
really.
yeah, see, that's that bull. See, that's the bull.
And that's and see,
That's the
but
bull.
on the flip side, with the Series S coming out at $299, what corners did they cut to get that console that low?
That's the bull.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Most likely they were cheaply
All
made.
right.
The
All right.
price point down.
How reliable are the docks and how reliable is the screen? That's because I'm about to get my son one. If I get him one, I'm
You're
gonna dibble
going
and dabble
to
with it.
see. I'm gonna be honest with you. You can't ask me that question. And the reason is because my Switch, they don't sell anymore. The Switch you'll be getting your son, as long as it's not the Mario Kart edition Switch. Like there's a Switch that comes out around Christmas that has Mario Kart bundled with the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you don't get that one, all the Switches that they're selling now are the new upgraded Switches. The
Okay.
ones that's in the red boxes.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's the difference. If you find one at a cheaper price that's in a white box, don't get that one. That's an OG Switch from the first year of production.
Well, that's nice to know. I'm sure they don't even have those in stores no more. I'm sure that'd be
Right,
dumb to carry those in stores, so I don't have to worry about that
right.
problem.
But that's what I'm saying. So, like my mom's Switch, my mom plays. She has the new Switch, like the one you would be getting. She got that type. Her screen is perfectly fine. Nothing happens with it. You just make sure you get a glass screen protector to put on it.
How much? How much?
What?
What's how much it costs?
What, the screen protectors are like
Yeah,
$10.
$10.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Okay. Then you have the Switch. Like I said, her Switch, she has the new updated Switch with the red blue Joy Cons, the pink blue Joy Cons. She has no issues. Her Switch is not drifting or anything like that. She plays it every day. She's had it because some people were complaining about drift within the first month of the Switch, but she hasn't had drift, and she's had her Switch since June or May. She's had her Switch since May.
Okay. All
Her
right.
battery
Well,
has a better battery life than my Switch.
mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, her Switch she's been having no issues with.
All right, let's move. Let's move up with these next gen consoles then, because the Xbox controller is kind of like it's probably gonna feel better. You know what I'm saying? The texturing and all that, and then it's
But
gonna have a share button.
you can bring your One X controller.
Yeah, you could bring their lease and all that in the One X controller. That's dope. That's cool and all, right? And then the PS5 controller. Do you think like with those the haptic
Man,
feedback triggers and all that, that's supposed to be sound? It sounded like a game. I don't know if it's game changing, but maybe it is. I can't wait to
man,
get one in my hand.
I can tell you one thing. That whole blowing into the microphone thing.
I don't know about all that.
Let me be honest with you. They stole that idea from Nintendo. Nintendo had that feature for some of their games in the 3DS, I think the DS also, but I know the 3DS and the Wii U had that function where you could blow into the mic and control things in the game. So that's nothing game changing.
All
It was
right.
so unpopular, Nintendo didn't even bring it back for this gen.
Well, I'll say this. I'll say this now. Say there's a game where I can't see myself using that. You know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
but I could see myself in a game where I'm in the mud, like say Ghost Recon Breakpoint or something, where I'm laying in the mud, right?
Hmm.
And my gun got some dirt on it or something, and I look at my gun in the game and I blow it on the controller. Whew, you know what I mean? And it blows the dust or the debris or whatever off my gun or something. Now that might be cool.
Yeah,
That,
that
but
might
I
be cool.
but like just blowing it to win a race or something, like you have some little plastic, some little sailboats in the water and something, and you got a race like that by blowing who could blow. I don't know if nah.
Like
But
in prime example in the Wii U version and the 3DS version of Captain Toad, there was a level where you had to blow into it to get the platforms to move for you.
I'm gonna keep it simple and go with DualShock 4 with the speaker and all that. That was dope. That was dope right there. You know what I mean? The touchpad and the speaker and all that. Those are the kind of gimmicks I like. But
I'm just worried about the haptic control with everything going on this year. How is it
how durable it's gonna be?
exactly?
I get what you're saying. I
I
mean,
mean,
I think
they're at the higher price point with both their consoles, so we already know they're not cutting too much corners because they
well,
already they're releasing at the
yeah,
higher
it
price
seems premium. The PlayStation 5 seems like a premium built console. I
point.
mean, if you look at I know you saw the teardown. We all probably saw the teardown. I mean, the thing looked like it's put together well. So the controller, I'm assuming, will be. I haven't really had too many problems out of my PlayStation controllers at all. So with this one, hopefully that
I have never
reliability
had
will
I have
stand.
never had an issue with my place any of my PlayStation controllers that I ever owned. I've never had issues with them.
You see what I'm saying? So that right there, if you put that, if you factor that in, okay, then you know it's premium anytime they got the little symbols etched into the damn grips. I mean, into the shell of the controller itself or whatever. That's just premium right there. Now, feature set wise, hey, if you're racing in a say you're racing in a racing game, right?
Mhm.
And you know how if you're driving your car, sometimes if you're on a slippery surface in real life or you hydroplane, you could feel it in the brakes and all that.
Mhm.
Like
And
if you could somehow, yo, that right there is gonna be dope. Like, or your gun jams in the trigger, you can't pull the trigger. They already said that's gonna be the case.
yeah, that's going
That's
to
gonna be
happen.
dope as hell.
I'm
It's gonna be
actually
dope as
expecting
hell.
people to I'm expecting people to break their controllers at that point.
Like squeezing it so hard or whatever, or
Not
I don't.
realizing that it's not the controller, it's the game.
Well, I don't think I don't. I think whatever mechanic, like whatever mechanisms they're using, they have to be sturdy and strong as hell. So you'll probably break your finger before you break them damn triggers.
Oh,
You know what I
come
mean?
on now. I
I'm
mean,
just saying,
I,
like
hey, I live out here in the country, and you won't believe some of the things I have seen these country boys out here breaking.
I hear what you're saying, but man, here's the deal. Like, let's give them credit anyway. But look, so we talked about controllers with Bunny. We talked about a whole lot of stuff.
Uh
You
huh.
know what I'm saying?
Uh,
It's there's so much to talk about, but there's still questions that need to be answered. I always feel like we get through a whole show and we have a whole lot to say. That's great. That's what people are thinking. Other people come in and share their opinions and their pieces on it. But I still, for me, I think I'm just like I want everything. I
mm.
want everything. How am I?
How are you going to achieve
How
your
am I going to
goal?
achieve that if I
Your
can, if it's
goal
not in
and everything.
stock? Like I'm not even worrying about the price of it, like trying to pay for everything. Because I tell you right now, even though I got the money, bunny, I saying so I'm going to trade in my existing consoles. I don't have a reason to keep the One X when the Series X or the S is out. That's just crazy.
Plus, yours is still janky, acting janky, ain't it?
Yeah, it's janky. It's
Yeah, so
the
I would go
HDMI.
ahead. Bye.
Which yeah, HDMI port is gone. 120. Hey, I switched it over to 120, played some games. Something happened, black
It
screen.
burnt
I
it
tried
out.
to reset it. I did what they asked me to do. I'm not sending it back to Xbox. What the hell am I do that for? They send me a brand new one or refurbished one or whatever the hell they're gonna do. I'm not going through all that when November 12th. Which one? Goddamn, the 10th is
November
coming soon.
10th is 16 days away. You can
Come on,
handle
man.
waiting 16 days.
I'm gonna send
I
that
would
thing
do
in.
that. I would do the exact same thing. I wouldn't send it back for repair. I would wait the 16 days,
I
trade that
mean,
bad boy
like,
in a new
yeah,
one.
like let's be for real, man.
And
RMA that joint.
you've already made the point that you'll be able to play all your old stuff that you can't play right now on it. So you're
And you'll be seeing the tweets coming. I'm telling y'all now. Stay tuned for the tweets. I'm going to be revisiting a whole lot of games. Now, that's a gift and a curse, like I always say, because with thousands of games at our disposal, and that could be on
I
that could be on one platform now, Bunny, these days.
I
One platform is going to host 1,000 games. Damn. Two
I
platforms up to 8,000 games or some shit.
well,
Yo,
you
that
gotta
this
think
is
about
crazy.
this. You gotta think about this on the Switch. I think it has 2,500 games already
Yeah.
on
So
the
I ask
Switch.
people, I ask Flamefists right now, Pixel Slapper, all right, Dev, all of you in the chat. What was the last game you all actually sat down and completed? I'm talking about play all the way through, no interruptions, no switching games. Have y'all played a game recently where you just played all the way through the damn campaign?
My
Like,
my most recent game that I did that with was Collar X Malice.
let me see mine. Mine was shit without switching and flip flopping and all that, right?
I did it in like two
The
weeks.
Last of Us 2. Last of Us 2. There it is. Last of Us 2. That was
Yeah,
it. That
mine's
was it.
Collar X Malice. I took a break from Animal Crossing.
I Last of Us 2 was it. Because I knew if I stopped playing, the game, I
But
was
see,
never
then
gonna
that's
get
get
that
ready
story
bring,
done.
and see that's get ready bring a quandary up to you. Like You have thousands of games to play, but you don't have time to play all the new games coming out. That's one downside of having that.
No, I got time to play the new games.
No, no,
No, I
no.
got
What I'm saying is your last game you beat was Last of Us
Last of Us
2.
2. No, 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 no. That's the one I played all the way through with no interruptions. I beat
Yeah.
Doom Eternal and other games on top of that.
Okay, but
But
my point is you have all these games coming out now. You already talking about your backlog. You about to put 1,000 games more into your backlog?
well, you're gonna do it. Eventually, Nintendo is gonna roll out. Well, you don't. You said you don't care about it, but see, when you have access to these games, Bunny,
I have access to a lot of the NES games right now and the Super Nintendo games right now, but I don't play them. I didn't even download the app that I can play it. I have access to them. I just don't play them.
all right, I hear what you're saying, but I tell you this right here before we get ready to wrap up.
Yes.
With all these games in the LBC, you know what I'm saying? Um, it's hard, money. It's hard to
It's
just stay
very
on one or
hard.
two games. It's hard
It's
as hell.
very
People
hard.
out here playing Crossfire X, and I want to play Crossfire. Yo, that game has come a long way too. I don't know if you've seen. There's some recent footage on YouTube,
Yeah,
and I remember it being rough and janky.
it's not on PC yet, right? It's not on PC. It's only on the Series X.
I
The One
think that's the case, but it's looking pretty damn solid. Like, I mean, reflections and puddles, and I looked at everything. The game is looking solid as hell at 4K. So see, these games are coming a long way. People are worried about them because they're seeing rough and earlier versions, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when those like Dirt 5, I saw this cat playing on the LG C10 TV off screen. Hey, look, all of us out here saying that the game looked like whatever might have to go check out that gameplay. Dirt 5 on an LG C10 off screen. The colors and everything was so damn yo, the mud money, it was looking so damn good. I said, yo,
LGs are beautiful TVs. My mom has an
the
older
OLED.
LG.
I said, what are we thinking about right now, y'all? This game is now I get it. It don't look like mind blowing next gen, but I think certain tracks and certain times of day, that game is gonna be looking beautiful. But anyway, that's enough for me. I mean, I'm good. Anything else you wanted to throw out there before we wrap, or any chat you want to get?
Let's see here.
Because it was a lot that I wanted to cover, but you know, talking to you, you know how things can go when you're talking to Snow
Yeah,
Bunny.
you know how it is.
Let's see.
No, I think we're good. It is a little past 8 o'clock. We actually went online on time today because I did not use Streamlabs.
Right.
So I might have to end up switching strictly to StreamYard, guys, because Streamlabs is acting very
Well,
janky.
let's just do it. I mean, let's do it.
Um,
But check this out. Check this out.
mhm.
We could switch it up anyway. You still could do your gameplay and all that if you
Oh
want to
yeah,
at some
oh,
point. But look, Fatal Short.
yeah.
Damn, you ain't play no games tonight? I
No, I
mean, like,
was knitting.
wait, what you say?
I was knitting while we
Oh,
were.
all right. Oh, yo, you know what? I'm like, yo. Anyway, I like when you knit, though. I like when you knit. But check this out. Fatal Charade said, simple. Nintendo mentally is still stuck in the 80s. Bunny, how you feel about that real quick?
I don't even know if they stuck in the 80s. I think they stuck before the 80s. I'm gonna be straight honest. Sometimes with some of the decisions they make, I'm sitting here like, what decade do they think they in?
And then check this out real quick.
Mhm.
Again, I remind you all, the Series S is coming in at $299. Snow Bunny, can you see it being a Switch-like seller with that type of performance and these type of games that's being offered to Xbox consumers now, not Nintendo?
I mean,
Can
but
you see it
the
putting up those
thing is,
numbers?
see, and that goes back to what games are they offering? Nothing's coming out this year.
All right, good thought. Good thought. Real quick,
I mean, that's the one thing you got to factor in. I think it's going to be a great system seller because a lot of the people who jump first on day one buys and holidays are coming up.
right?
But out of all the next gen games coming out, what's launching with it this year? And that's the one thing. Now if Halo had came with it, oh yeah, that shit would be doing gangbusters. But the
Yeah.
fact that nothing's really dropping with it, that's like next gen, and the fact of you don't really know when stuff is going to drop for it. It may or may not. I can't
Two
answer.
ninety nine, looking real fine. You know what I'm saying?
I
Two
mean,
ninety
yeah,
nine will have me
299.
waiting in the line. Two
Yeah,
ninety nine would blow my damn mind. You get what I'm saying?
I
Yo,
mean,
don't get
yeah,
me.
and I mean, you got to think about it like this: the Switch came in at 299, sold out at 299, but they had Breath of the Wild, and Breath of the Wild ended up having more copies sold of it than the console because people wanted the game.
Hey, Bunny, you know the conversation. You know how it's gonna go. Mom, I've been doing all my schoolwork. Can I get the Series X for Christmas? Sure. Grandmom, can I get the Series X? Sure. How much does it cost? 299. Oh yeah, all right.
No,
All right.
there's
You know
S.
what I'm saying? Hey,
You
yo,
said
if it's in
X.
stock,
You
if it's
said
in
the
stock.
X. You
No,
said the X.
S. My bad. It sounds like X, but
Yeah.
Sam. Yeah, the Sam. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's the thing. Like I said, if people ask for it, yeah. But that's the thing. Right now, it's too early to really predict anything because, like I said, the Switch didn't anticipate they were going to sell the way they did. They didn't anticipate 17 million in the first year.
Especially after that travesty. But hey, it is what it is. I don't
I
want to go
mean,
too far.
but that's what I'm saying. Right now, I have no idea what they're. It may sell, but like I said, no console expects super gangbuster. Not well, probably the only one right now expecting it is PlayStation because they have their huge install base. But um, I don't know. It's hard
Yo,
to say.
yeah, I agree. Red Raven wants that Metroid Prime, and I want it too. I can't sit here and lie. Metroid Prime is the truth. So yes, I want that one too.
Uh,
So
they actually just hired some more people to work at Retro Studios on Metro Prime 4. Because remember, they had to take it from the original studio that was doing it and gave it back to Retro Studios. And they basically had to scrap the work that was done because they classified it as utter garbage and restart the whole game. And they just had some advertisements up for people to work on that project.
yo, if they drop Eternal Darkness ever again in life, I will buy two switches. I'm trying to tell you. It's that simple. Look, you want to go through the chat though, because you know how we're gonna be. We'll
Yeah,
a
let's see here. Halo in 2021, 2020 almost over. I can't wait for I'm cool. I waited for the Kingdom Hearts 3 and wasn't disappointed. That was from Flamefists Wavy. Yes, and yes, Red Raven. We have two Monster Hunter games coming out next year. I am on both of them. I'm getting both of them. Yes, those are dropping in March and in the summer.
Nintendogs first to use blow. Is Pixel Slapper right?
I'm pretty sure because I never used that damn feature because I thought it was stupid. So Nintendogs could have been the first game they used it. Uh,
Got you.
Fatal Charade, they should remake Ice Climbers. That game is from the NES days. It never got it. There's so many games in Nintendo's catalog that they should remake, but they probably never will.
Yeah.
Um, and Red Raven's waiting on Metroid. You, a bunch of people waiting on Metroid. But I'm anticipating. I don't know, and Bayonetta 3 is another game a lot of people are waiting on, but I'm not sure. I think it's in developmental hell.
Yeah. Let me see what else, and then I
Maybe I'm
think
just sick for wanting to club baby seals. Lord Fatal. I swear Fatal. You
yo,
want me
here's a
that polar bear?
here's a good point for Flame Fist. Regardless if you missed out a lot, I mean, a lot of people haven't played Gears or Halo, and this is their chance to buy and play them in their greatest form. That there,
Exactly.
Bunny. is what I'm saying. Now that's what I'm saying
And
right there.
I
See?
and I made a point. I said some people who are hyped for it never played those games. I did say that.
Yeah, you did. You did.
I mean, but
So
for the people, I mean, those for those people, hey, I'm happy for you. You get to play the game at the best high fidelity and blasey, blasey, blasey. You get to play the game you never played. But then on the flip side of it, for the people who've played the game, I mean, there's some people who are out here who play a game 20 and 30 times. Trust me. I know a few of them. I don't play games that much. Like I have to replay some of my visual novels because I got to try to get all the endings to them. But if it comes out to the same ending, I'm not going to replay a game over and over. And I did replay, and I got to do one more playthrough of Truberbrook for my channel to do the other ending for the game.
mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Now, if it's like multiple endings to a game, oh yeah, I'll replay that game to get all the multiple endings. But if it comes out to be the same ending, you got me one time.
I hear that.
Mhm.
So I mean, you normally do your thing though. So you want to go up to chat and show
Yep.
that
So
love.
that's yep. So we had a lot of people show up today. We had Fatal Charade, thank you for coming. Red Raven 96 with Flamefist Wavy. We had Devin, Hyperfane Gaming in the house. JKS Guy Code 17 came through. With Pixel Slap Up, thank you for coming through. Let's see here. We had Fugly come through. Thank you, Fugly, for coming through. And let's see here. We had Dirt Griggity. Thanks, Dirt.
He had Zajic, I know.
Uh,
Stadia Revolution.
um,
Charles. I don't know. I don't want to call him out of order if he's scrolling out. I just don't want to
no,
miss him.
I just hit people's names because you're at the top. I'm at the bottom still.
Yeah.
We had Game Boy 205 come through. Charles came through. We had Zajic. We had Stadia Revolution. And I think that's it.
I feel like we're missing somebody. But hey, if we missed you, sorry. That's all.
You had to put it like that. All right, guys. Thank you. Oh, we had Romello come through.
Yep.
He was way at the top. All right, guys. Thank you for coming through tonight for Ying Meets Yang of Gaming, episode number 9. You will see us again next week. Also, check out our show on Wednesdays over on MM2K's channel, Project Storm, MM2K. We have Peach Mecca and myself. We are the commission at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on MM2K's channel. Also, we are also part of the PNTS network. Go check out pntsnetwork.com for all information related to our streaming schedules. Storm, what you doing this week?
Hey, look, what's today? Sunday. So I tell you this right here. Wednesday, like you just said, the commission at 8 Eastern time. Thursday, SSC podcast with the boy MM2K, aka Stadia Dosage. We'll be doing that at 3 p.m. Eastern time, unless something changes, but we'll let y'all know. Uh, on Saturdays, it's SML podcast again with the brother MM2K, talking everything Stadia and more, but mainly Stadia. And that's pretty much it, unless I forgot something. But all over the place these days with all this gaming and stuff happening, Bunny, all these consoles. I mean,
It's too much.
hardware is all over. Man, it's just crazy. So we have a lot to talk about. That's for sure.
Yes. So you could catch us all over there on Wednesdays.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter. I forgot. You find me on Twitter at the Nephophiliac. I'll drop that in the chat because I know some people don't do spelling; they do math. You know what I'm saying? So let me
And
drop that.
find me at Snowbunny426 on Twitter. All right, Storm, anything else you want to drop before I end
Now
this?
that's it. Hey, thanks to everybody. Y'all, we can't do it without y'all. You know what I'm saying? Showing up, keeping the party lit, and hey, look, Appreciate y'all. We're gonna be talking soon though, real soon.
All right, guys. Have a nice evening. Enjoy your weeks. Bye.
Peace.